All right, let's go ahead and get started. Switch that. All right, we are here. We are back here for today. It is not 30-minute games. We are playing Cyberia for the PlayStation 1. Now, I looked actually at it. I did an LP for this game. I thought it was a little bit later. I thought it was maybe more around the range of like 2012 territory. I did this in 2009, like December of 2009, just a few months after I did my first LP. It was a lot sooner than I remembered. So it's been, I mean, goddamn, it's been 11. I guess it's been 11 years since I played it. I don't think I've ever played it since that LP. Um, so I definitely felt like playing it again because it's been so damn long. Because I used to play this every once in a while, every couple of years, kind of like with like Monster Ranch and all the same things. No, Zell, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. The first thing that pops up on this is fuck you. I'll beat you, all right, Zell. I'll beat you. Okay, let's go ahead and load up the game. No, you, no, you, no, you, no, me. Let's go ahead and run it. It'll pop up in a sec. We'll just let the intro stuff play out here. Oh, I'm sure you will, Zell. I'm sure you will. You just gotta get here to California first. Eureka's Castle. Eureka's Castle! Gee, what a wonderful place to be. I really like this intro. There's a couple of games that when they have like the company intros or, you know, the publishers, developers, or whatever, like the logos, that is so iconic for me. I just associate it so much with this game. Good luck with that, Zell. I'll see you in 4 months, if you survive the trip.
Please enter identification.
Now, I will say right off the bat, if you've seen the LP, I mean, it's been forever, there is a high probability I'm going to reference the same things that I did in the LP, as well as make some of the same jokes, because it has been too damn long. I don't remember what I said in that LP, so it's inevitable. To start with, we'll do the same joke.
U-P, U-P, U-P.
I always just like making her say that.
Delete, delete, I-C, U-P.
And that's all I got. That's all I got. Goodbye, guys. Stream's over. No. Where's the iconic PS1 intro? I know. It'd actually be kind of cool if the emulator could actually do the intro or the PS1 logo, because that is like one of the most iconic things for sure. Now, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do the same thing as I did in the LP. I'm going to use the NEM-ROSM code,
R-O-S,
which unlocks all of the load points, all the checkpoints. I'm not going to necessarily use them like that, but it's just like, screw it. Let's just have them all available to us. We're going to play through the whole thing anyways.
Select arcade level.
The other thing that the code lets you do is normally the game does not allow you to have a 1 difficulty for both arcade and puzzle. In fact, I'm going to use the because I'm also on the PlayStation, I do have save states at my disposal, just like in the LP. I will be using them somewhat to make things kind of just smoother rather than have to like backtrack a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to use a save state. So normally this is what it's like. It'll be like this when it starts off, and if you try to make it 1-1.
Sorry. Easy arcade and easy puzzle are too easy.
But I'm going to load the save state. The code
select arcade level.
The code starts you on 1-1, so as long as you don't move the cursors, you could leave it on this. But for the purposes of this, I think in the LP I did a 1-1 for this stream. Do level 3 for both.
Difficult.
I said I'm going to actually do puzzle level 3 so that the puzzles I have to actually try to work at more, but I questioned doing arcade 3 because I'm going to be using mouse controls for the flying sections. I guess I technically could for like that part of it. Here's the thing though. There are some like shootout parts that are kind of annoying. A lot of it's just kind of RNG with them popping up and down. If I have it on arcade 3, it can make it a real pain in the ass. Sure, I have the save states, but for me, I care less about the arcade parts of this game and more about the actual puzzles and like the exploration and stuff. So I'm going to leave it at 1 and 3. If you don't like it, Zell, too bad. I don't think it did, Bone. I don't care if I call you Bone or Mount Malcav, whatever you prefer. I don't think it had support, but don't quote me on that. I just know that for the emulator, I can toggle it to the mouse controls, which is what I did in the LP. Either's fine. All right, cool. I might just say Bone because Bone sounds cool. Bone.
Welcome back to Cyberia.
She also says welcome back to Cyberia as opposed to actually I can't remember for the life of me what she says when it's your first time playing. It might just be like welcome to Cyberia. She says back like you're a returning player, but that's because we used the code. So I'll be quiet during the cutscene here.
Hey, Zach, how's the ride?
Sporty. And how about telling me what's up?
Always to the point, my man. All right, here's the sitch. You'll rendezvous with the rig in about 10 minutes. Your contact is Santos. There's a TF-22 prepped and ready.
I've never flown a TF-22.
Not to worry, you won't be flying this one. The auto-nav is set to take you by optimum route to the Cyberia complex.
Trust is a wonderful thing.
I got you out of solitary, didn't I? Can't have you jetting around the globe instead of getting the job done, my man.
Just what is the job, Devlin?
Well, like I said, always to the point. All right, stand by. I'm going to shoot you some currents on the Cyberia project.
I still don't have top security clearance, but one of the science officers has started to tell me some things. They're making incredible advances in nanotechnology. I'm not sure if I managed to get the camera into one of the labs today, and then something very secret. All I could make out was a message about the project, learning to talk. The director went down to see for himself in his pajamas. He spent the next 2 days on the vid phone to Switzerland. It was getting really hot. I know the assistant suspects me, but I'm not worried much in today. Security very tight. One of the technicians was injured yesterday. Nobody will say hide copies of some internal email messages. Might be useful. I'll get into who's fell ill. One died. They were constructing an isolation chamber on level 2. Message about the mission. I'll be gone by 0400 hours the day before. Don't let the team show up early.
Damn.
Hey, I knew that would grab your attention. So that's it. Infiltrate the complex and find the Cyberia weapon.
What do I do with it once I find it?
Well, I don't know. Keep it company. There's a cleanup team 24 hours behind you. All right, kid? Gotta run. Catch you later.
I don't know, keep it company. Secret puzzle, touch a barrel 3 times. Actually, Zell, it's 2 times. So that, yeah, I know. They're just like, I think they suspect me. The footage ends with them screaming, ah! And then the camera cuts off. Another thing I'll mention, part of the reason why I wanted to play this again is because, honestly, when I recorded the LP, my computer was not great at the time. So the frame rate in the video was not the best. It was the best I could do back then. But this will be a smooth 60. Also, if anything seems like a little delayed or all that, like sound effects, that is the game. That is literally like there. Like you heard the door sound, I think, way before the door actually opened. Excuse me, that's not the lag. That's not the stream lagging or anything like that. That's just the game. Let's see. So, what does the save feature actually do? It saves it, but I guess it's save action to the memory card. But you have the different checkpoints. You can save and load, but you can also, if you know the password to the different checkpoints, you could like jump ahead. But since I used the NemRosm code, I'm just gonna show real quick. It has all the things unlocked here. You can see, and the password for this one is rigdoc, even though it's the beginning of the game. They had to give it a password anyways. Now, just like in the LP, I'm pretty much going to show off as many of the deaths that are reasonable, at least, as I can. I will be taking slightly different pathing for a few small parts of the game that I didn't show in the original LP.
This is Santos. Report to my office immediately. Take the door on the right and don't wander around.
And don't wander around. By that, I mean, don't go touching shit you're not supposed to. Wait, where are you going? No, don't touch that barrel. No, I mean, you're on the right track, Zell, but no, it's 2 times. If you do the second one... Oh no, my fapping hand! Game over, you can never fap again. So the game is full of things that, if you're just kind of exploring, can easily kill you. Some stuff is pretty obvious, and the guy does at least tell you, hey, don't go wandering around, but this next one is really dumb.
This is Santos. Report to my office immediately. Take the door on the right and don't wander around.
Hey, Saul. Yeah, right. I completely forgot. We are in November. I already trimmed a little bit, so I'm not doing the no-shave November because I did that 2 years ago. I don't need to do it again. It's why I'm in the state that I'm in now. It's why I've kept the beard and everything. But the no-nut November, I've seen the opposite. I've seen people say, like, non-stop nut November. So, like, every day you gotta be nutting. You gotta make up for all the people that are holding it in. Now, this here is very specific in the way you have to treat it. You have to walk all the way here, because from certain points of where you can stand to turn and move, they're not all connected the same way. Some are one way. To walk across this pathing, you have to come from up here and come back down. And again, the sound it makes, and he just stands up like nothing happened. He doesn't even, like, scream out in pain or anything like that. Because you see from here, I can't walk across that slippery thing. The oil on the ground. But if I come back here and do it again, which you really got to be trying to get yourself killed at this point. Not as cool as the barrel death, because the barrel you at least react and scream out. Here, it's just the same animation, and they just cut it early. No sound from Zach whatsoever. He's just dead. He just broke his spine.
This is Santos. Report to
I'm
my
sure you
office
can make up for
immediately.
everyone,
Take the door on
Zell.
the right and don't wander
I'm sure you've
around.
got big loads. Now, where else can I go to get myself killed? This is going to be the whole game is, where can I go that's not the objective so I can die? So he said go to the right, so fuck that. We take orders from no one. We're our own man. So we're going to go all the way up to the hangar. Now, I'll explain the interface stuff a little bit later when we actually use it. The stuff on his visor, they're called blades. And you use it for solving a lot of the puzzle stuff. Just go over. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, go. Ah! I just wanted to ask for directions. Now, I do keep loading back from the saver because it is still in the very beginning. For some of the other deaths, I will be using the save state. I can show you the death, and then I'm just going to load states so we don't have to walk back and repeat a bunch of things. But
This is Santos. Report to my office immediately.
because we've
Take
had
the
to hear
door on the
Santos
right
now
and
quite a
don't
few
wander
times,
around.
but I promise we're going to move on here. There's nothing else to explore out here at the docks, so let's go ahead and go.
Turn around nice and slow and disarm the weapon.
Is that a threat? Fire! Despite the fact that you clearly get a shot off, you die, and that's it. The game gives no shits. But we can go ahead and load to meet Gia. So, shooting doesn't work.
Turn around nice and slow and disarm the weapon.
Walking forward, you can see I get 1 frame forward, and then you die. I'm not sure if you can turn backwards. Either way, it's the same thing. So, you have to comply. You have to press left to turn at her, and then the rest will be automatic.
Turn around nice and slow and disarm the weapon.
I always thought it was so smooth the way she catches the cylinder in her hands.
Is this how you greet all your new arrivals?
Only if they have a weapon.
Gia, quit screwing around and bring him to my office.
Come on. I'll take you to see Santos. We're under attack. Come on, follow me.
We're under attack. I'm frozen with fear, Gia. Oh, no, wait, Gia, no. Well, this place is fucked. Time to leave. Time to go. I don't know why we're walking, Zach. We gotta go. This place is under attack. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, we can't. Yep, you cannot go back. The game says no. Get used to seeing that footage, because you're going to see it a lot. They use it for a lot of the deaths here in this first part. Now, I'm going to load the save
I'll
state.
take you to see Santos. We're under attack. Come on, follow me.
They give you plenty of time to start moving, but...
You take the gun on the right.
Which one?
No, the right!
But I want to be with you! Okay. Now, if we stand around, eventually it'll just blow up the same way, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and get on the guns. I'm going to switch it to mouse control, just for convenience. That's the gun in your pants. I'm going to fire off real fast, Gia.
Watch it! Magnetic mine!
Now this is me missing the mine repeatedly.
Good shot.
Good shot. Of all the things in the game here, this is honestly kind of one of the most annoying things. Not because it's hard, but because it takes forever. It feels like forever. I feel like it's longer than necessary. Jesus. Because you just kind of have to keep outlasting it, and it just like, it doesn't really stop.
Fighters coming in.
Every once in a while, you get a fighter. They come in from a couple of different ways. You get mines that you have to shoot at. Sheik likes to comment, nice kill. You get mines and barrels that you have to shoot at down below. You can use the radar down there in the bottom left corner to see them coming. You can tell the fighters are different from the mines and the barrels because of the coloring. The mines and the barrels are kind of like a lighter gray. So really, it's just kind of like when you're not killing anything, just look down at the map, like the radar. I'm just looking at the radar right now and staying centered and just ready for the next thing that comes.
Watch it!
See, you'll hit these sections where it's just like
Nice kill.
nothing comes at you for a while, and you're literally just waiting. And this whole
Fighters
sequence
coming in.
takes a couple of minutes. Oops. Now I can afford to take some damage because I believe
Nice kill.
I think it might be the green vertical bar. I think that's your shield. I think that might come back. If it doesn't, that's like your first thing of health. The blue diagonal bars are like your actual like base health. If that gets fully depleted, then you die. But honestly, for that to happen, you honestly have to be like sucking real hard at this section. Because it's really not that difficult. Now I am using the mouse controls for convenience. I can totally do it with the controller. Part of the reason why I don't use the controller, and actually maybe I'll show you for a quick sec, as soon as I get a clearer thing. I'm going to switch back to controller real quick. You can't move the cursor nearly as fast like this. Now here it's not too bad. When we get to the part of the actual flying missions, it is very apparent trying to use a controller sucks. Now I've done it. I've done it on the original PlayStation multiple times. I've beaten the game doing it like that. It's just not fun. Or it's annoying with how slow your cursor moves. So I'm going to switch back to the mouse because it's just so much nicer. It's such a quality of life thing.
Nice kill.
The shield does regenerate? Okay, but Bone confirms it does regenerate. I thought it did. I think your base health, though, the blue bars, cannot.
Magnetic mine.
At this point, we're literally just surviving until this sequence ends, which luckily there's a checkpoint immediately after. For the most part, this game is pretty good with the checkpoints. There's a couple of sections, especially when we later get to the Cyberia complex. One in particular that I really hated because I felt like the next checkpoint was just a little farther than I'd like it to be for the section that you go through. I'm getting kind of lit up here. It's fine. Ow. I actually getting kind of railed. But when they bring in multiple ships at the same time... Oh.
That was amazing. Kiss me.
Now, I'm going to do this real quick because it's just funny to see. I did this in the LP. We're going to go the other route, though. Santos don't like that.
Get him. Right, boss.
Gotcha, bitch. Now, I just wanted to show that off.
No, he's still out. Search the hovercraft and see what you can find. And send Gia down here. Ah, you're awake. No use struggling. You're not going in.
There we go. I was like, I'm trying to, actually, let's just watch him get tased. Fuck it. That's all I wanted to see. We're gonna go the other way. Actually, fuck it. I keep changing my mind.
What are you doing? You're killing him.
Yeah, and I wanted you to see it.
You're sick.
Hey, what are you doing?
No! Stop it! Oh.
I'm just gonna show them off dying. Now, if we kiss Gia, this is what happens. A couple of points. You then have to sneak over to the ship, as opposed to just getting a free walk over there, because you're just doing the mission regular. And just to point it out, I pointed this out in the LP, and I'm not gonna go this route, but you have to, it's kind of convoluted. You have to walk up to here. You cannot turn backwards. See, I can only turn 2 directions. I have to walk forward, quickly backtrack, so I'm facing this way now, and press forward. You have to rearm yourself, because remember, you gave your little energy thing to Gia. Because otherwise, a part coming up later, you wouldn't be able to fire back, and you have to know to do that. But it's kind of, like, hard to tell that that's where you needed to do it, since you can't turn that direction to start with. But this is what I did in the LP. We're not going to sneak on. We're going to do the route where we don't kiss her instead. The reason why I did that one in the LP was because it's more interesting to watch, but for the sake of showing the other routes, we're going to go the other way here.
No, I don't think so.
She's never been so insulted in her life. No one says no to me. Nobody!
All right, we're getting out of here. Take the lift to the hangar and prepare to take off immediately.
So this time, Santos is not pissed at us because we didn't touch her girl. So now we're free to go ahead and walk to where we actually need to, unhindered. All you have to do to get Lays to like you is destroy a boatload of planes. Yeah. Get them real wet. Get them real hot and bothered. They're like a man of action. Which way? Oh, nope, not that way. Which ways can I face? What's down this corridor? This should be just a dead end, right? There are corridors, that don't lead to anywhere, but I mean, that's part of the exploration, right? It's not like there's not too many branching paths at any given part of the game, so you're not going to like super get lost or anything. When you get to the Cyberia complex, there's a few small sections we might get a little confused because some of the corridors look the same, but for the most part, the game is pretty sectioned off. 4 frames a turn. Yeah, I know. Can we walk over? We cannot. Okay. I went the long way, guys. We're taking the scenic route, the route we've already taken before. I walked all the way around that crap for no reason. So now we actually go up to the hangar. And this time we won't get blasted. Now, I think this other button here, unlock and lock the dock, I don't think it doesn't make a difference. Locking that door doesn't change anything. One of the other things we skipped by not doing that other route is there is a puzzle I might have showed off in LP where you have to like disarm something or you end up triggering like a bomb for no reason. Now,
Come on, let's go.
I want to show this off. So he says, all right, come on, let's go. If you go, but come back,
I said move it.
he gets pretty annoyed. Understandably so, honestly.
That's it. Take off now.
Take off now! Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it, huh? You gonna tell your boss on me? You know, you're gonna rat me out? Nope, he just blasts you. He just says, you know what? Fuck this guy. He just takes you out. The game is full of deaths like that you would never trigger on your own. Like, here, I'll load the... Oh, that's not a good load. I thought I made a save state. It's a good thing that we have these passwords. Going up. I think I have to hit the elevator button again. JC, a bomb! Yeah. But yeah, there's like a thing you can walk over to in the other path. You scan it with your systems. The scan itself triggers a detonation to start to go off, and then you have to run away quickly, which is not hard to do, to avoid getting exploded. But it's a puzzle like you don't even need to solve. There's nothing you literally do there. It's like it's a completely side path that you don't need to go to, but you just trigger something that can kill you.
Come on, let's go.
So we're going to go ahead and actually go this time. Normally the last time when we came here through the other route, you have to do a gunfight. This is the door that you would come out of. You'd come out of this door, you'd have to immediately lock it behind you so that the guy doesn't come from behind and shoot you. This guy here would walk across. You'd have to time it when he walks into view, then you shoot him, he falls over the rails. And then you come over here, and then you'll have 2 more guys, at least 1, maybe 2, I can't remember, and you'll have a shootout here. But because we are not, we didn't fuck around with Gia, we don't have to do any of those action sequences. We can literally just get onto the jet unhindered. So again, that's why in the LP I showed that route, because it's more interesting, more stuff happens. Whereas this one, you literally just walk to the ship and you're good. Oh no! Now we blew up. But why? I thought we were good. You can see here, so if you look at the checkpoints, this is from when we got zapped, if we went the other route. You wake up there, you're walking on the catwalk. This is just before you could do the shootout, and this is about the same point. Rough ride and easy ride end up at the same point. The 2 paths will meet up. It kind of doesn't matter at that point which way you went. Doesn't change the story or anything like that. One is just easier than the other in terms of action sequences you have to do. Now, this is the thing to do. If you've never played the game before, every time you come to a stopping point, check every direction you can go. Because if you can walk some other direction, there's probably a reason. And in this case, you're like, hey, what's that? Somebody planted a bomb on your jet. Now, I'm trying to remember, how do I activate... Oops! My bad. This is what save states are for. See, this is why I have them. There's a way to trigger... Oh, nope, sorry, not that. Ignore that. Those are shortcuts. How do I... Okay, it's the upper button. I forget what that is on the PlayStation. That brings me to the menu. I was trying to figure out how to do my scans. You have a couple of different scans that you can do. One you're going to use way more than the other. This one is a heat scan, infrared scan. Doesn't help us with this particular puzzle. We can also do a scan for biomass. No biomass detected. I'm trying to think. You definitely need the infrared on one puzzle, and then you need the middle one here, the MRI, for 90% of the rest of them. Always MRI. I think the biomass is just informational. I don't think there's ever a puzzle you actually need to use that to solve it. Okay, so we've got a couple of different things. Now, the actual timer is running too. Oh, you finally watched those sold? Yeah. Yeah, those were pretty awesome. Both for different reasons. I think I like Witch's House more, but Masao was also a great playthrough. Okay, so you have an on-off switch. Just hitting that outright is not going to solve this puzzle. And now, admittedly, I've never really played the game on difficulty 3 for the puzzles, so I'm not exactly sure. I used to just click around randomly. I know that like when you click on one of these, it's going to move the red pieces. And it lets things open through or not for the yellow things. Now, I don't know how many wires. This isn't keep talking and no one explodes. Now I'm gonna load. This is why I have a save state here. We're gonna put it right here so I can always look at this. Expansion spring, vibration sensor, fine, whatever. On-off switch. I think that has to be the last thing you press. I'm trying to think. You have to maybe block off something because it's explosive. You don't want that thing to hit the detonator. So I'm looking at this now. If I hit this, this is going to move the red pieces down, which is going to slide the oranges to the left, and that thing's going to hit the detonator. We need to prevent that from happening. So what I have to do is this orange thing like here, the very bottom one, I think I need to move that to the right first before I hit the on-off switch, because the on-off switch also does the same thing. That's what I ultimately need to hit. You're going to see that a lot. but I have to prevent that bottom red piece from moving up. So I'm just going to kind of fiddle. Oh. Somehow that caused the explosion. I'm not really sure how that did. We're just going to kind of hit shit. Nope. The first 2 buttons are death. It's almost like, what will not trigger? Wow. On Puzzle 3 difficulty, hitting anything. Why is that causing the detonator go? Let me look again. It is. Oh, because, these springs here, all of them are connected. Those 2 up top, if any of those fall to the left, it'll trigger. That one will trigger it, and then I guess something there will trigger it. So I need to hit the one that won't cause any of the oranges to move. So this one will push the red up, which kills me. This is why we have save states. This 5th one definitely kills you because it moves out of the way and the oranges will move. Which ones? It affects, wow, it affects so much. If any of them move, they fucking explode. So I'm thinking, what does this one do? Maybe that one... Oh, is that for the spring, which will allow me to fiddle with shit? Let me kind of test here. Okay, yeah. Oh, you can only press them once. So this disables, I think, the spring from... Let me load this here. Compression spring, which is over there. This one seems to affect... Oh, but if you press it a second time, the spring unloads, and that happens. Okay, so we hit it once. We need to get this shit to move over. What happens if we just hit each one? Puzzle solved! Now, I do have a walkthrough up in case I do need to reference it because I can see what this puzzle is going for. The thing is, it's kind of convoluted, like, what do I ultimately need to do? I need those red ones on the left to come down because they're in the way. They're preventing the orange from sliding to the right, the very bottom line. And I'm not sure which ones... See, this number 3 is definitely out. 3 blocks it off. You don't want to do 3. 6 is good because it brings down that red piece at the bottom. That's a dead. So, do this. If we do the 6th one... Oh, but see, the order matters. And see, this is the thing. I don't fully understand when I hit this one. I can see how it affects the red pieces on the right. I don't know how I affect everything on the left. So now I think I'm actually kind of... Oh, no, well... So 2 and 6, open that. And because certain ones get blocked off... So I did 6, 2... 6, 2, 1, 4... Hit all of them. 6 and 2 don't kill me. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't do the thing to block off first. That gets 1 down. Oh, I see how. By some of the oranges moving, they open up the way for the reds to move down. So the oranges are all... The reds, you can control pushing up or down with these switches here. The oranges all want to move to the left. The reds over here, they all want to move down. So I need to create an open path by getting this orange one right here out of the way to let that red go down, but not before I free up this orange. This orange needs to get out of the way. In fact, I may have blocked it off. No, okay. So now that red... There. I actually understand the puzzle now. I solved it. I didn't even have to hit anything else. I did it. I blocked off the thing. You don't have to hit the on-off switch. I think that's just a false thing. Now, I don't know if that made sense to you guys, but it made sense in my head. So, I'm happy about that. Because now, as an adult, I can actually figure out what the puzzle is trying to make you do. If I could... Can I... I don't want to walk this way. Oh, I have to walk this way. There we go. Just turn the bomb off. Well, I mean, I did. But I mean, that's why the on-off switch is there. It's to totally trick you. Hitting that does shit all. Now, the different difficulties make it easier or harder. On the easiest difficulty, you maybe press 2 switches, if not just 1 to solve the puzzle. Because now that the bomb is disarmed, we now get to fly off. The on-off switch, it was right there, man. The MRI told me so.
Still alive?
Just how hot is this thing?
The cartel wants it pretty bad. They know we have the Cyberia files, but I thought that if I sent you in alone, we could avoid all of this crap.
Yeah? Well, it looks like they're laying out the welcome mat.
Indeed. TechScan shows a lot of cartel activity on your route to the complex. Your onboard fire control system should be able to handle it.
Machine faith, Devlin?
Trust is a wonderful thing, remember?
Right.
Fuck that guy. I hate him. Why am I friends with him? Well, because he got you out of prison. So now we hit the section of the game that, as a kid, I didn't care for. I just wanted to get back to the puzzles and the exploration, but it's fine. We got the mouse controls here. We'll be fine. There's a couple of different flying missions. Maybe like 6, no more than 7. They're not like super long or anything like that. Mission objective, I don't care. I never read any of this crap. But maybe we'll read it here for the purposes of the stream, I guess. Mission objective, long-range scan detects an enemy hover carrier. Destroy the ship before it can call reinforcements. 3 hover fighters detected on course to the carrier. Hover carrier is equipped with 2 5-inch guns. To destroy the hover carrier, detonate the onboard fuel truck designated by the blue target box. And you know what? I should have read these as a kid, because there's a later mission I'm going to point out that I used to kill myself repeatedly because I didn't understand how the mission was supposed to go. So, that is actually useful information.
Shields at maximum.
At the core, though, shoot shit.
Systems active. Hostile targets approaching.
I'm going to switch back to the mouse again. Actually, I'm going to show you real quick.
In fire control systems.
So there's a malfunction in the weapon system, so they have to do it manually.
Rerouting fire control systems to manual operation.
Now look at my cursor. Trying to do it like this sucks ass. And for you guys, for the first mission, I'll do it with the controller. But then we'll switch to mouse.
Target acquired.
Jesus. Oh, that's right. You can't kill the one because it's a cutscene thing. Or like you shoot it, but it doesn't explode to the cutscene. That one's kind of special. You have your ammo on the left, which I believe does slowly regenerate, or maybe it doesn't. Your health does on the right, though. Fuck. A large part of what will mean the difference between succeeding and failing these missions is, I mean, obviously you manage your health and your ammo. I think the ammo is slowly regenning. It does slowly regen. You don't want to blow it all out all at once. Don't just keep holding the trigger down. It's bad. But a large part of why you'll succeed or not is you have to anticipate where the enemies are. And that's just knowing the game. Or being able to see with your eyes just like what's going to be a target. Now, since I'm very familiar with the missions for the most part, I know kind of where I need to be aiming. So I'll get my cursor over there early.
Target acquired.
Because with the slow cursor movement, especially in the end game when we do the final sequences, when you're getting shot, you're just getting lit up.
Target acquired.
You need to know where you're aiming at already to avoid a lot of damage and a lot of extra bullshit. This first mission isn't bad, but it does get annoying for some of the later ones in a few sections, especially when it means do or die.
Target acquired.
And having to redo a mission when you almost succeed right at the very end and get killed, it sucks.
Target acquired.
Case in point. Case in point. I'm totally doing it to show you guys. You see that blue truck? You see the one that I tried to shoot up on my cursor as slow as dog shit? I miss it. You get a blow-up screen, which confused me as a kid. It's because you failed the objective. So scratch what I said.
Shields at maximum.
We're switching to mouse now.
Systems active.
And that's why I didn't like the flying sections. You fail one little thing, and you just gotta do it again. Not a super long mission, but it's annoying. If I die because I'm getting lit up and I lose all my health, that's kind of on me, you know, for the most part. But because I just barely missed one little objective because I just couldn't quite get the cursor over it, because honestly, it's a little annoying trying to aim with a D-pad. This is way more suited to a mouse. I promise this will be like the only one we die on. At least it's only the first one, so it's not like super long, but... It just feels so much more natural using the mouse. Yeah, I somehow missed that still. I didn't move fast enough. The sensitivity is a little weird. You can see it's faster, but it still doesn't feel perfect. But the main thing is I can get my cursor moved around the whole screen from like one corner to the next instantly. There's nothing you can do about the controller. I don't think there's a button I can use to make it move faster. And if so, then if I forgot that maybe like holding R1 moves it faster, then I'm just dumb. But movement speed aside, it's still annoying aiming with a D-pad. 100% death speed run. Well, I mean, I'm showing off a lot of them, but unless you reload the game, you can't show off all the deaths because of the branching paths. Right there, you can actually see the truck on the ship. The submarine, rather. Okay, we're gonna make sure. Now, honestly, for these parts, as long as you have the ammo, just hold down the gun. If you got ammo to spare, just hold it down the whole time and just wave your cursor over it and make sure you nail it.
Area secure.
Alright, now that's the first mission. Now, it does give you stats at the end. They don't matter. Now, it says 0% systems damage, I suppose because they didn't get through, like, the shielding or whatever, so we get a C. We get an average C ranking. Hit-miss ratio, weapons efficiency. Who cares? Yeah, there's a lot of the same stock explosion animation. Military islands. Mission objective. The islands are used as a munitions dump by the enemy. The munitions are stored in well-armed buildings along the coastline. Destroy as many munition dumps as possible. Scan shows medium air defenses and many armored gunboats. An enemy submarine has also been detected. All the missions boil down to shoot shit, though. But there is one that is a little different in particular. It's the tunnel one, which we'll get to 3 or 4 missions from now. Something like that. I forget exactly how many missions there are. Just again to reference what I'm sure I pointed out in the LP / part of the whole thing with the name. In my original LP, I named the game Cyberia Mission Norway. And that's because that's what I knew it as a kid, because I originally played this game on the computer. I had the CD for it. But only the first part. I think the game was divided up into 3 main sections, 3 CDs. You know, you get like the first one, it's kind of like the shareware style, right? You get the first episode, but then you want the rest of them, you gotta pay for it. I didn't know that. The first time playing it, I got to these flying missions. You get to do 3 of them, and then the game ends and gives up a screen saying, hey, you want to play more? Well, call this number or write in a check to this and this, and you can buy it. Never did as a kid. Always wanted to, though. Which is the reason why when I saw this game at Target as a kid, I saw it in the glass casing for PlayStation. And I was like, holy shit, is that the same game? I looked at the cover, I'm like, yeah, that is the same game. I had to have it because it was the full game. I never got to beat it as a kid on the PC. And for the purposes of the actual game itself, fuck, I missed terribly there. Oh, I burned out all my ammo. Held down the trigger a little too much. So we gotta be a little sparing with the ammo. It slowly refills, so we'll be fine, but I got the PlayStation version because then I was finally able to actually play the whole game and beat it, and it was super satisfying to be able to do that years later. But I called the game Cyberia Mission Norway in the LP because that's what was on the CD. Little did I know, that's just the name of the first third of the game. But I named the LP that anyways, because that's just, in my mind, how I always associated with it. Even though technically the game is just called Cyberia. I don't know what the other 2, like, parts of the game were called. If the first one is, like, Mission Norway. I don't know what the other 2 were called. You can probably look it up. Now, I originally did think about playing this game through Steam. You can buy this game as well as the sequel on Steam. Oh, cruise missile. Except it's I mean, it's through DOSBox. Oh god. Yeah, the cruise missiles come in, they just do a fuck ton of damage.
Mission objective in range.
Alright, got it.
Area secure.
I think for most of the mission objectives, you get the one pass by. If you don't kill it then, you just explode and the mission fails. Ew, my performance rating is going down. All right, Norway. See, and then this is the last mission you get on the first third of the game. Pass through the canyon to avoid of long-range enemy air and sea defenses. Moderate air defenses and high numbers of tanks are reported in the area.
Shields at maximum.
Yeah, that is a good point too, Sol. It is also on GOG. Whether you get it on Steam or GOG. I think at least the first game is on both. I want to say the sequel is also on GOG. I'm not 100% sure on that. Excuse me, of that. I think I own it. I think I own this on Steam. Excuse me. My throat's dry. I own this one on Steam, and I believe the sequel. Even though I really don't have intentions of playing it again. I just kind of wanted to own it on there, having played it before. I'm not sure if I own these on GOG.
Cover mode. Hostile targets approaching.
The sequel is on GOG? Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, take your pick. GOG or Steam, if you wanted to get the games. And again, I thought about playing the Steam version here for this, but then I told myself, ultimately... Ah! I told myself screaming that I was gonna die. That I wanted to still just do it on the PlayStation because I can save state. It's so much more manageable. If I kept blowing up at that bomb part and having to load and walk back for you guys, it'd be annoying, you know? So I said, screw it, I'll do the PlayStation. It'll make it easier to show off deaths intentionally, as well as for the puzzle solving. It just saves us time. Because it's not challenging to see for you guys to see me walk back to the bomb every time. And I'd have to do the scan every time too, because I need to be able to see what's underneath the hood to do the puzzle right. You can technically hit the buttons blindly if you know what you're doing, but I didn't. I needed to actually be able to see the pins and all that I'm moving. Ah, there's way too many. Sometimes you just take damage. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you anticipate where they are and shoot ahead of time, it doesn't matter. Jesus. I don't drink Monster Energy. I don't drink energy drinks at all. Even though I thought about trying things like 5-hour energy and some stuff like that before. If I ever needed like the occasional pick me up. Oh, that's right. It just kind of ends like, oh, you succeeded. You're good. Dude, 69%, guys. Nice. I mean, that's if I could just maintain that the whole time. Oh, you can't quick save on the Steam version? Why would they keep that in? Archangel Military Port. The Archangel Military Port and Freight Tunnel are the only way to pass under the local defense grid. The port is guarded by hover fighters, UF-35 or YF-35 attack fighters, and tanks. The tunnel entrance is protected by a plasma shield, which must be neutralized before you can enter. Now, this mission is kind of cool for me, just because years later, when I did it, I also did the LP for Cyberia 2. There's a part in Cyberia 2 where you go through this like trippy, drug-induced dream sequence where you actually like pretty much do this mission again. I don't know if it's exactly the same one for one, but you're here again. Except for it's Jesus. Wow, my health got insta-wrecked. It's way trippier, and the ending part is different. But it was kind of cool to connect the games like that. At least you kind of like see, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this mission. I might talk more about it later, but the sequel to this game is not great in a lot of ways. There's some cool stuff, but it is way more annoying than this one in certain areas. And I muscled through and I did that LP, but man, was it frustrating at times. There was a part where I literally just rage quit practically and threw my headset, and I kept that part in the video just to show how fucking pissed off I was getting. I'd be surprised it didn't have a quick save for the Ace Attorney on there.
Warning. Tunnel entrance is shielded. Scanning.
I don't know if I bought it yet on Steam on there, if I'm waiting for it to go on...
Be destroyed.
Waiting for it to go on sale. So there's the shield we gotta get rid of. But I would like to play the series again. And I thought, like, oh yeah, the trilogy would be a great way to do it again. I don't think I necessarily stream it or anything like that. It's a long game. That's something I would just kind of play for myself. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't completely discount the idea of streaming it or something, but that's just another thing on the list of ideas that I may or may not ever get to. Now, where's this generator?
Approaching shield generator.
We passed. Turn around. It's gotta be that green thing.
Shield generator in range.
There we go. I think the ow, that's cheap. There's no way you'd know that gun's gonna be there. I think I noticed after I destroyed the generator and I shot out the green light, I think the green light was still in the reflection in the water. Oh, are we good now? We're just gonna fly into the tunnel? Alright, now.
Area secure.
This mission, I did not understand this one as a kid, and I will attribute that to being dumb. Aw, man, we're 1% off. That sucks. We got no nice on this one. Oh, there is an option to save though? Because I would have thought that they would keep something like that, you know? I would have been very surprised if that wasn't in there. Alright, the freight tunnel. Pass through the freight tunnel, taking out as many enemy forces as possible on the way. The tunnel is guarded by proton howitzers and armored cars. Scanners detect fuel supply trucks designated by blue target boxes. If you detonate a fuel truck, the explosion will destroy the tunnel, the transfighter, and you. I should have read that as a kid. I just mashed my way through because I was just like, yeah, whatever, just shoot stuff. That's not good to do here, because I would shoot those fuel trucks and wonder why I kept losing the mission. I get so far. See, right there, I almost shot it there. Shooting those is bad. It's an instant death. But you gotta shoot a lot of other crap, so you might accidentally shoot them. Oop, see, I instinctively tried to shoot at something that loaded up a thing. Oh god, I almost hit that one, aiming for the... The mission is super short, but they light your ass up, and you can blow up the trucks. I almost blew one up accidentally. Wow, we're way off. We're off by 4% this time. It's easy to shoot a few of the blue trucks accidentally because they're right next to the enemies that you have to be shooting some. You can't just fly through and not shoot anything. You will get obliterated even on the lowest difficulty. You don't have enough health to take all those hits. Zubrovska. Zubrovska is your designated refueling location. FWA allies are standing by to refuel your TF-22 transfighter. Zubrovska is under attack by cartel forces. Projections show that the inhabitants' inferior defense forces will soon be defeated. Avoid hitting allied forces designated by blue boxes. Again, there are allies in this one. At least they're consistent, though. I think...
Mayday! We're under attack from cartel forces!
Hostile targets approaching.
I killed a man. I killed an ally in cold blood. I wanted to see if it insta-fails you. It doesn't. At least not killing one. Maybe if I kill too many, the mission fails. I also didn't pay attention if, like, killing an ally made you lose health or something like that, but... My bad. My bad, bruh. It was totally worth killing him, though, because you got to hear him scream. There's just so many allies popping up. It's like in the arcade games when you're playing light gun games, and you have someone who's just like, you're waiting, and someone pops out their head like, don't shoot me! It's like, well, if you don't want me to shoot you, get your ass out of the way. Why are you popping up? I know it's just part of the game, but it's just like, logistically, it makes no sense. Get the hell out of my way. They're not exactly doing that here. You know, they're just trying to go about, do what they need to do. But it's just like, you see all these ally things pop up. It's like, you know what? Just don't even show them to me. Don't even let me try to target them. It's like, yes, I know that's an ally. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me to blow them away. Because I'll do it. I killed that first guy to send a message to our allies.
Approaching refueling area.
Jesus. I died. Wow, I promised we wouldn't die, guys. I'm surprised, honestly, at how fast I got lit up.
Shields at maximum.
We'll let him live this time.
Mayday! Mayday! We're under attack from cartel forces.
Hostile targets approaching.
I really need to actually, like, stay on top of the enemies quicker and not take damage, but, well. I mean, I say that, but sometimes you just get an enemy that literally just pops up and just instantly shoots you, and it's kind of like not much you can do about it.
Target acquired.
At least if you have, the missions aren't super long, so when you have to repeat, you will at least kind of start to get used to where the enemy spawns are going to be, and that will help you significantly take less damage, or you'll continue to eat damage anyways, even when you know they're coming.
Target acquired.
It's okay. Health is back to normal. We can take a few hits every once in a while, but we just can't... It's when you hit the sections where you get railed repeatedly in quick succession, like, that's just what makes you lose. Don't destroy the marijuana. That's why we're here to refuel, both for the ship and for myself. Can I do that on stream? Is that allowed on Twitch? I don't personally smoke, though. Of anything. Cigarettes or marijuana or any of that stuff.
Target acquired.
I don't care if other people do it, just I don't myself. Look at my health! I just got obliterated even though, like, I didn't really take that much damage.
Approaching refueling area.
Were we seriously one enemy shy of completing the mission last time?
Area secure.
We were. We literally... Oh, they try to trick you at the very end, too. I was one enemy short, guys. If I had survived one more enemy attack like that, I wouldn't have had to repeat the mission.
Stand by for refueling.
He's good. Ruin your lungs.
Thanks for the help.
Thanks for the help. Now get the fuck off my lawn. Alright, we're refueled. There should only be a couple more missions left. This is the bulk. 4% off again. This is the bulk of the flying missions. There will be another flying section towards the end of the game. Oh, this is the final mission. You can tell because we're actually reaching the green dot, which is the Cyberia complex. And one other section that's not flying, but it's another shooting section. One or two of those. Okay, Ice Canyons. The defense forces in the Ice Canyons are your last barrier before reaching the Cyberia complex. Scanners are unable to effectively penetrate the canyon walls. Yo, kick-ass. Yeah, you've missed the first 45 minutes, give or take, of actual, like, gameplay, of anything really happening, but it's okay. The Cyberia complex is where it's at. That's where more of the interesting stuff actually happens anyways. The flying missions, they're nothing special. They're nothing crazy, so... Not too much in the grand scheme of things. Fuck. What is kind of nice is for this mission, this one can be a little challenging, trying to keep your health up. There's a couple of sections where, like, you know, when it's like entering hover mode, there are at least bits of the mission where you kind of stop and kind of like swing around and stuff, and you're not getting attacked. The game does at least give you weapons control interference. There's some sections. For some reason, they decided to take your weapons away for a split sec. There are some sections where you get some downtime, which will at least let you recover some health and ammo. More importantly, the health. So even when you get railed on in some parts, there will at least be some recovery period. But you want to stay topped off as much as you can for when you hit that one section where you get obliterated by 5 guys in a row. Like that. That's super unfair. I came out of a cutscene, immediately got railed by 2 enemies, but because they got in so much damage, my health got obliterated down to half. I'm trying to think of that end part, shooting that thing. I thought this mission was longer. I thought that end ship used to give me more trouble, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. It might have just been coming out of that thing and I get shot up a bunch. I guess my memory is a little off. Maybe this mission wasn't as hard as I remembered it to be. I thought it was longer. Oh, you never seen the original LP? Don't worry, you're not missing much. The frame rate was terrible. Okay, we can actually switch back to controller now. Damn, we only got the 69 once, guys. Again, we're 4% off. Cutscene.
We've been monitoring your progress. Pretty impressive, Zach. Sorry about the weapons glitch.
Target practice.
Yeah. Here's the sitch. Recon shows that cartel forces haven't been able to penetrate to the Cyberia weapons level yet. In fact, it appears from some of the transmissions we've intercepted that they've lost quite a few of their operatives.
Lost? How?
That's not clear, but it looks like there's some kind of infection or contamination in the complex.
Great.
Make sure you've got protection.
I'm going to kill that bastard.
What a prick. I know, we need protection. Put a mask on, Zach. I know, exactly. Soul knows, wear a mask. But basically, for the purposes of, for you, Kick-Ass, right now, real quick though, in the LP, there's 2 ways you can approach this. I think going like the right path is, the one I went to, which is kind of like the back entrance. We're actually going to take the front entrance. So, but there is something I want to show off. I did this in the original LP, I think, as well, but I'll show it off here. And while I'm kind of waiting, because nothing special is going to happen here at the moment, just to get Kick-Ass caught up just a bit, the basic premise of this game, you're Zach Kingston, you're a cyber hacker, whatever. You're helping out a friend of yours, Devin, to secure a special project. It's the Cyberia weapon. Now, I'm walking around just doing nothing intentionally. Trust me, there's a point to this. You get sent into this first complex where you're going to go get the flying ship, the one we were just in. You arrive there by boat. You meet up with your contact, Santos. The base gets under attack. You help defend it for a bit. Then he gives you essentially the plane. You take off, and you're heading your way over here to the Cyberia complex, where the actual weapon is that you're trying to get to. Devin, the guy you were talking to, and he's, you're like your main contact, your boss for this whole thing, and he basically wants you to get there, secure the weapon, and then wait, because there's another team behind you, 24 hours behind you, that'll catch up. So you're the first man, get in there, secure the weapon, and then the rest of the team will come in, with the cavalry. And so that's where we are now. We just got to the Cyberia complex. All those flying missions that I got through, nothing story-wise happens. You just shoot shit, and eventually you make it here. And again, trust me, there is a point to what I'm doing right now. Now, in the LP... oh, here it is. I'm mixed about this death because I think it's cool that's like, holy shit, you actually died because you froze to death. But there's no emotion. He doesn't say anything. You don't hear him actually, like, shivering. And it's almost like he doesn't go like, and then like fall over in the snow and then like go, and like frozen to death or something like that. I think it's a cool death, but I feel like they really underplayed it. Like, they didn't really sell it very well. So, okay. I wanted to show that off. If you dick around for too long, you freeze to death. But again, it's another death that you're not going to get that if you're actually moving along. So again, in the LP, I went to the right. We're going to go to the left. The right has the slice-o-matic. We're going to go to the left, which, if I recall correctly, we should actually end up in a gunfight, our first one, technically, since we had the easy ride in the first base. And then a puzzle to solve. So I will be using save state just in case for quick loading if I blow it. And you guys can see the combat in this game, the action sequences, besides the flying ship parts. Now, it looks like he's shooting me through the dick, right? I'm not the only one who's seen that. He's clearly shooting it through my dick, out my anus. But for this, we actually are hidden. If I step to the right, then he can actually hit me. So we're gonna load that. I have to try to peek out and shoot him. The problem is, the timing of it is garbage. Here, let me do that to make sure the sound is correct. Look at the timing of me trying to... I clearly don't have the timing down. Am I pressing the right button? Holy crap. Is this why I skipped and went the other route in the LP? We shot each other at the same time. That's a step closer. You have to move out right as he's like... I got him, but see, I got shot too. Damn it, I can't hide back fast enough either. This is arcade difficulty 1. It's just me getting shot to death. I'm wondering if, does me mashing it, is it bad if I mash? I tried shooting, it just didn't fire. Oh, I got him, but then he got me. Look at that! I had to come out like as I'm like would actually be getting shot. The timing is ridiculous. I'm save stating there. This is why I'm using save states and why I chose to not play the actual like DOS version, because fuck that noise. Yeah. Oh man. I know so many asshole shot. How do I say your name? What Skolder? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. You got a nickname you want me to call you? But yeah, so like that part there, the timing is it's so tight. You literally got to peek out at the exact right moment and just mash the attack button, and you can see in plenty of the shots, I got him, but then he still shot me. Just don't say it. I'm gonna call you Wass. Wast. Squalder. Squalder? I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Now, this is a part that I really actually wanted to show off in the LP, but because I went to the other way with the Slice-O-Matic, which is also really cool, I will show that off at some point as we get there, when the paths meet up again. Because I wanted to show off this puzzle in the LP, but I never did. I'm going to make a save state here. Let me do that. So you walk up to the door. Now, it's got a bunch of other locks again. Now, we're just gonna blindly guess. I like the death because you just... Oh! So what is the savior? Doorman. So, doorman and then locked out. Okay, so locked out is the password that lets us get there. But I'm gonna load the state because it's just right in front of the door. Alright, cool. We'll call you Wast. Now, let's go ahead and do the scans. Let's do a thermal scan. did nothing. Again, I mentioned earlier the MRI is definitely the most useful, but we'll do a rescan, just to be sure. No biomass. Yeah, I know. I finally caught up on Unus Annus, and I'm watching each one as they come out now. Oh, that's right. It's a bunch of gates. Okay, hold on. I have the save state here. Let me see here. So the curve is an OR gate. The triangle is a NOT gate, and the half circle is an AND gate. Possible trap. Now, what is it that I'm trying to do? What color am I trying to... I assume... I'm going to assume that that wire to the right, when it turns red, because it's pointing towards down, that triggers the trap floor underneath me. I'll probably want to get the top one red, because that'll open the gate. So if I press this, it sends a signal. So let's see, the ones that are getting a signal, so I had to load, because this one is an OR AND. Second from the right. Well, kind of here. I mean, it's you have to use some logic, programming or like math logic, and ORs and NOTs. So I'm trying to understand based off of. I really wish that instead of just these being symbols, it's just, I don't know. I have to like remember that is an OR, that is an AND, and that is a NOT. So NOT is pointy, OR is the curve. So like the very first one, the switch is currently yellow. It's not turned on, it's off. Yes, all the ones that are facing up, the switches that are all facing up, they're on right now, and they're sending off the red signal. For that to pass through to the very top, both have to be on. So if I do the first one, because it's feeding red, like energy red, it's on, and it makes it through the AND gate, because both the left and the right wire, and, you know, and means inclusive. It's got to be both of them are going through, passing the signal. Yeah, I need the top one red, and I have to avoid triggering the bottom one. Now, I don't know if I can... Now, you can toggle back and forth, but you most likely should only have to toggle it one direction if you're going to hit it. So, like, this would be bad because it gets rid of the power I need on that end. So these clearly both have to be up. Like, that's a given. We know that. So it's all about these last 5. So we have to follow the wires. That one is a NOT, which means that section just before the triangle on the top right, it needs to turn off. Now that's an OR. So either one has to be giving power to transmit. Both of those need to turn off. So if we turn off the third one, it does get rid of it. And then that signal comes all the way from, that's an AND, which means it has to get power from both, so I have to kill it from one or the other. But that one is an OR. I know you guys can't see what I'm pointing at, but I'm thinking out the logic. Because I need that one on, there's always going to be power coming to that one, which means I can't cut off the power from there. I have to cut off the power from here. Trust me, it made sense in my head. Now that this is actually so much, you know what? I'm actually really enjoying going through these actual puzzles as an adult on the highest difficulty because I'm actually solving them now. I'm not just blindly hitting switches like I was as a kid or using a walkthrough if I had to. I can actually see the logic of these puzzles. It's actually very cool. And it was totally solvable, you know? You just have to, the unfortunate thing is you have to kind of keep testing around to figure out, you know, you have to scan, okay, that's what these symbols mean. You hit these switches, that's how they work. You're probably your first time through. You die a couple of times, if not several, because you're trying to just figure out, how does it work? Okay, I understand the controls now. Now I have to, in my brain, logic it out. Yeah, see, like older games like this, you actually have to like stop and think, and it is completely solvable. There is a logic to it. Part of the problem with some games, though, sometimes that logic doesn't come across. This one was straightforward. You do a scan, you can see the different gates. okay, I understand what my goal is, how I'm supposed to get there. I just got to piece it out now and look and figure it out. And I was able to do it relatively quickly. I just had to follow the lines. 3 and 5, you're almost right. You were just guessing, Zell. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Going backward does nothing, and you can't, like, fall through again. I think the panel gets disabled. You were trying to figure it out, fuck you? Well, I figured it out first. You're too slow! Now, let's see. Security level 1, we can face a couple of different ways. What does this way go to? This isn't a door. Or is it? Oh, it's a panel. Can we back off of this? We didn't enter in the right code. Does it kill us? Oh, it kills us! I just wanted to show that off, guys. See? Trust me. Completely intentional. Okay, let's see. I think... This is where the other path should meet up. I believe. I know, right? The employee forgot the code? You're dead. Now, I want to show this off for sure. There's probably several OSHA violations in this complex. I guarantee. Trust me, I'm a doctor. What's funny is at work, I'm actually on the safety committee, so I've actually learned a lot about little things for, like, OSHA stuff. Nothing crazy, I'm no expert, but just, like, it's interesting, like, hearing about some of this stuff. Another stupid death. It's just too loud. The noise kills you. It breaks your ears. We'll go ahead and load the save state. You know what? I've never played the Silent Hill games besides Shattered Memories on the Wii. I played that with my ex way back when. We had fun with it, but it would be kind of fun maybe to actually like play the original Silent Hills, since I never really experienced them. We never owned any of them. I mean, really back then we never really played the Resident Evils either. So this here, you gotta walk through fast, and even then sometimes you'll randomly die, even when going as fast as possible, so I hated this section.
Whoa, slice-o-matic.
Now, this I showed off to you guys in the LP, or from the other direction, as well as in the whatchamacallit video. I'm gonna survive it. So if you took the other path from the snow, you come here, and he goes, whoa, slice-o-matic. And that's actually the password for this section. But, for the purposes of this, off with his head! Both complexes have been... oh, I'm the chock full. They should be shut down immediately. Well, actually, we're gonna shut them down here. All right, I'm gonna load this real quick. Some fucking sharp blades. Yeah, I know. And the thing I mentioned in the LP, I believe it's still the case here. That part where you get cut and the blood splatters. I remember very distinctly as a kid, if you weren't using the NEM-ROSM code, it censors that. You just hear the sound, but you get like a black screen. At least that's what I remember as a kid. But with the NEM-ROSM code, for some reason, it shows you the blood. And I think that's the only part of the game that gets censored like that. I'm like 99% sure that that's what it does, and the code, for whatever reason, lets you see it, which makes no sense, because that's just meant to unlock all the load points. So there's no point us going in there. I showed you the death, I showed you the blades. If you went for the other way through the snow, you meet up here. Now I think I can do this here. I'm not 100% if I can or not. Come on, Zach. Use the muscles. Push it real good! Now, why I did that, I'm trying to remember. Okay, it lets us go through a door. Now, of course, we gotta be careful where we go, guys. You never know when someone's gonna shoot you through your dick straight into your, out your anus. Can't move any of these, but there is a little elevator thing that we can get on here. So we'll go ahead and hop on. This place always scared me, just purely because it's just like the red light. It's quiet. It's closed off. And that music always scared me. Now, I'm going to make a save state because I want to show. Oh, I'm dead. I think I might be able to shoot there. Let me load. I think I can shoot. Don't know if I can shoot fast enough for it to not kill me. Damn it. I'm literally shooting as fast as humanly possible. Oh, not as fast as I thought I could be. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, but see, someone shoots you anyways. You can't go this way. Liar. I know, I'm a filthy liar. Let's see. I don't want... Oh, wow, really? It's gonna put me here? The problem is... let's go ahead and load the save state, I guess. So we don't want to bother him. But if we try to use this... Oh. Maybe over here? Hey, don't... Aww! He hears the noise and immediately tags your ass. That guy's got quick reflexes. So, you can't come here. Not yet, at least. We're here too early. We'll be back here later. For now, there's nothing you can do. Even if you kill the guy follows up behind him and then gets you anyways. The PS1 graphics also contribute to the scary factor. It could be for sure. I loved the PS1. Some things could look blocky and shit, but there's a charm to some of this old console stuff, you know? Now, if I recall correctly...
What the?
What the? Yeah, it slides back, so we'll have to move that again later, but no big deal. We'll be back. I promise. Okay, so that's over there. We'll be back there later. Let's solve this puzzle here. Now again, we'll do a little bit of biomass scanning. Nothing there. You actually can see on the right that little 4-barred meter thing. That's actually like our energy for our blades, our sunglasses things. I don't think you'll ever actually burn out all the energy though. Now, so this gives us information, but this actually doesn't help us solve the puzzle, because all it shows us is that there's a phased plasma charge, and it's active. So what do we do? And actually, in fact, the screen goes away. What we do is use the infrared. There's some great indie horror games that emulate the style. Lost in Vivo. Where do I make spooks? Lost in Vivo. Let me write that down. Lost in Vivo. That might be cool to check out. Future Febtoberfest game. Maybe. There's only so many games I can fit in Febtoberfest, though. But I'm always up for new ideas. And ideally, we'll do it for years to come anyways. So what it did is it showed you the heat signature. So you can use your logic to determine, oh, that's somebody punching in the passcode. And, of course, hitting enter last. So by using that logic, if they hit enter last, 0.09 means it's the most recent thing that was hit, because he hit it last, which means it has the most heat still there, the residual heat. As you go down the numbers, it gets cooler and cooler because it's older and older. So using that logic, we need to hit the oldest thing first, which is 2571. 2571. Enter. Anything else, and it will make you just explode, just like I showed before. And then boom. Cool puzzle. It's a simple one, but I like it. It actually makes you use the thing and use a little bit of logic. 8 hours or less. Definitely not a Febtoberfest thing, but something that I might just play on my own or as a separate stream then if it's super long. But I have so many ideas of things I want to play anyway, so... I mean, I could always play it for myself. The reality is I can't play...
Get him.
Oh, no, the reality is I'm dead, guys. Holy shit. Whoops. Where is not friends? Not friends is the password for this part right here. We'll make a save state here for convenience sake. We'll make one there. This is one of the sections where the action stuff really kind of shows through. There are 4 guys in here. I have to kill 2 of them right off the bat.
What the? Hurry! Hey!
Yikes.
For that, I had to aim once to the right, fire, aim, fire, then it automatically ducks, and then the cutscene here, I press to the right. Now, these guys, they attack randomly. There is no fucking pattern as far as I can tell. So, I start off with, I think, the left one, because you have to poke out, lean up, and then aim if you're going to change direction, and shoot. So you got to get one guy down first. So I'm just going to risk it, and just... I got lucky. Okay. Oh, I actually can aim, I can change my aiming when I was, at least I was still facing to the right, but now I gotta duck back up. I'm gonna wait for him to shoot. Alright, I just mash the fire button. It works. Hell Cyberpunk Thriller. Let me write that down. You guys are giving me ideas for stuff. Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. I thought you said trailer, but no, it's thriller. Alright. This room will definitely get you killed the first time. Now, I don't think there's anything I can pick up in here, but if I leave the room... come back...
You guys still dead?
I love that. You guys still dead? They're still dead. But sometimes you just want to make sure. Little touches like that, man. I like it. It's funny. It's amusing. Now, I mentioned before that the checkpoints are pretty good for this game overall, but after that sequence, I have not gotten a checkpoint. So if I die now, I'd have to do that shooting sequence again. And there's at least 1 or 2 parts in this game where you have to do a section again that's kind of annoying. If you die, and you have to keep reloading to the last checkpoint. It does happen occasionally in this game. Even indoors, he wears them. Well, so those are his blades. Those are actually his... That's what we're using when we're scanning, doing the MRI and stuff like that. I actually read up a little bit on the history of, like, the thing for the character and all that. You know, growing up, he was, you know, he became a cyber hacker. He had a couple of buddies. They used to, like, steal expensive stuff using their hacking skills, and that's how he acquired the blades. I did not realize there was actually a little bit of story, actually, like, behind it that's actually explained somewhere, apparently. I'm not sure where that's explained. Maybe it's in the manual or something like that. Let's see. We are in one of the computer rooms. I'm just gonna kind of keep walking, seeing where we can go. Some of the consoles we can sit at. Oh no, the stream's going out! Nothing. This one's busted. And the noise doesn't stop until you sit up. It's kind of like cool that it detects that you're there, so then it just like automatically turns on. Why can't I? Can I sit? Nope, can't sit at that one. So none of these computers work. This area might be pointless. Oh, but there's a few directions I can walk. Oh, nope, there it is. There's the computer I'm looking for. Alright, let's check out some vids. Let's go onto YouTube.
Alexei, I have just been informed that the janitor has quit. Cancel his key code and invalidate his access pass. Now.
Take him off the Christmas list. I said that in the LP. I meant to say something along like take him off the Christmas wish list or something like that. I don't know what I was referencing.
Alexei, we have a problem. System security has gone random. Administration had to implement a master password just to let Hiroko's girls access Vmail and personnel files. What a mess. Mr. McKellen thinks it has something to do with his insect. In any case, we must get real codes back online immediately.
Immediately?
The master code is named for your hero, hanging in berthing A. By the way, when can we expect a new janitor? The director mentioned an unpleasant odor. See to it.
That one kind of tricks you a little bit. You might think to press to back out of the video because she's just sitting there and you're like, okay, it's done. But you wait a little longer and she's like, the hint to the code is your hero upon something 8. I don't know what she's saying there, but that'll come into play later because we'll need that password. Also, we don't have time to watch Prawn kick ass. We gotta secure the weapon.
Alexi, a couple of strangers just looked into my storeroom. I think one of them had a plas pistol. Is everything okay?
Nah, bruh. Nah.
Alexei, unauthorized personnel. Seal off all levels.
You don't even see the blast. She just goes, oh, I've been shot. The hint for the code is vodka. Alright, that's all for the videos for this one. So we get some, like, Resident Evil style, whatever. We get some, like, you find some papers, you find some videos. This is like finding a note in Resident Evil, except for it's video form. Okay, so nothing was necessarily required in there, but it gets you the info that you need. So we need to, it's hard to see my pixels way over there, but I need to face the right direction. Ah, yes. Let's see. Always kind of see which ways you can walk. Let's take a nap. Oh, wait a minute. Look on the wall there.
What's up, Al?
What's up, Al? Of course, as a kid, I was very proud to be like, it's Albert Einstein! That's it! I've solved the puzzle! I know the password now! We'll get back to that later. For now, we'll keep exploring, but... where else can I walk? Is there anything else I can explore here? I want to see if I can maybe get a close-up of one of the beds. Some boxers and a sock. What that sock was used for, we don't want to know. Maybe we should do some scans on it. Check for any biomass.
Yeah.
I never understood what he does there. If I face this way and press forward...
Yeah.
what's he ing at? I don't know what he's looking at. A few parts of the game never made sense to me, even as an adult now. I don't know what he's looking at. I don't see anything. You can't go that way. So, the only thing of importance in here was the picture of Einstein on the wall. Biomass ticket. You sure you want to know? Yes! Boom! It explodes somehow, because that's what this game does. The sock explodes. The best culture, kick-ass. The best culture. A man of culture. Or I guess a kid of culture. E equals MC fuck you. That's the password. Should be a desk I can go over to. Take a peek. And then we're just carefully hover. It's like Indiana Jones. We're gonna make the swap.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. That's all it does. Little extra things that just add to atmosphere but don't actually puzzle solve or help you in any way, but adds to the charm of it. I used to think as a kid, because of the way this game likes to kill you, I thought that if you would do certain actions, maybe repeatedly, slipping over the thing, touching the barrel, something would happen and get you killed. I thought that maybe touching that repeatedly would kill you. It does not. I mashed it several times. It doesn't ever, like, suddenly grow out of the thing and blob over you and, like, suffocate you or something like that. Although that would have been fucking cool. It's just an ordinary sock. Everything in this game at some point explodes.
Which seems to also be related to the weapons.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Oh. I intruded in on their meeting. I think this is a funny death. Because to get yourself killed like that, you have to move forward. And as a kid, I was just like, oh, I see some guys. I thought I was going to get an action sequence. So I stepped forward into the room thinking I'm going to start blasting them. Instead, no. The guy somehow immediately knows you're there and insta-fires. I think the guy is wall hacking, to be perfectly honest. Michael Bay played this as a kid. Maybe he's in the credits. I don't know how old is Michael Bay. You could also
Which seems to also be
try to move diagonally closer to the thing, which makes even less sense. He doesn't even see you. I'm not even making any noise, yet he knows to instantly turn and obliterate that thing and shoot whoever's behind it. Heaven forbid it's actually one of their allies. This room never made sense to me. It was so bullshit unreasonable. It's like, no, the enemy would never react that way. He's wall hacking and he's definitely aimbotting. For sure. So what you do is just stand still.
Which seems to also be related to the weapon's newfound sentience. In conclusion, it would appear that at this stage of research, the potential of the Cyberia weapon is virtually limitless. However, the fundamental lack of boundaries this potential brings makes this project extremely difficult to control. But even if we can't find a way to control and harness this entity, then surely the spin-off technologies from our research will have justified the time and costs required for this project. Thank you.
Arnold, get a progress report.
Right.
Arnold. This guy also is a quick shot. Quick draw. Quick shot? He's both. He's a quick draw, quick shot. I'm gonna load the save here. So this is where you need to walk diagonally, and now you're gonna have a standoff with him. Like this! The first shot, he always ducks. And now he's dead. I'm not even gonna let him shoot. I think it's the same thing. If I get shot during that action sequence, it might look the same. Whatever. I get shot and I die. Nothing special besides that happens. I just get shot again. I mean, based off of the image, I mean, like, a really big suppository, maybe. I don't want to be the one that would have to test it. Or what kind of spin-off technology they're talking about, if that's the kind of thing it is. You look at that, you go, and then I think, it always sounded to me, I was confused as a kid. It sounds like you're yawning, like you're bored, like, okay, whatever. Again, I tested, checking it repeatedly, thinking, oops, I hit it again. I thought maybe if you repeatedly check it, you'll pass out and get a game over. But again, nothing happens there. But that's what this game teaches you. Anything can kill you. Any action, any inaction. Walk into the wrong neighborhood and you're dead. Now in this case, though, nothing happens with that. I think we can maybe inspect the guy. I'm not 100%. Can I walk? No, I think this is the closest view I have to him. Can I walk this way? This is just kind of walking through the middle. Nothing. Sometimes there's just, I mean, it's exploration, but sometimes there's just all these multiple walking paths that don't actually lead to anything different. Which is why you kind of just got to keep checking every stopping point, check all the directions that you can face. So we can't look any closer at that guy, but he's dead. And hopefully Arnold doesn't come back, because when he does, he'll find his friends dead. It's like in real life, someone shoots up, just shoot! Shoot first! Or don't ask questions. I thought it was shoot first, ask questions later, but in this case, I guess it truly is just shoot first and don't even ask the questions, because we don't even care. They're dead. It's pointless now. We don't need to ask questions anymore. Alright, now let's see. What is this next section? Nope, not that way. Now, there's a door here, but you can see I can't face that way, so it's not relevant right now. That'll get opened up later. I think now we go into the room on the right. Shooting was the answer. Or the question. I got a question for you. Oh yeah? How you like that question? The answer is to shoot back. That's the rebuttal. Question, shoot, answer, shoot. Now let's see. It's having me kind of walk all over for no reason. Can I not go to this console? Nope. One of these has got to work. I got to face the right way to make it work. There we go. Sit down, Zach. Get comfortable. You piece of garbage. Alright, so here we go. Now, I mentioned this before, so as a kid, I was like, oh yeah, I'm so proud, I solved it. I couldn't get it to work. and I tried it multiple times, and I'm like, am I doing it wrong? I put in Einstein, didn't work. I put in Albert, didn't work. I don't know if you can put in the full name Albert Einstein, but if you could, that didn't work. So you can spam a ton of Fs. Access denied. I think repeated incorrect passwords does not kill you. I don't recall there being a death here. It just wastes your time. But again, as a kid, I thought I'd solved it, couldn't get it right. Went all the way around looking, what am I missing? Was it talking about something else? And I came back finally after like, I don't know how long. Came back and tried again. I'm pretty sure I had just misspelled it. And I probably swapped the E and the I, would be my guess if I had to, the second E and I would be my guess as a kid that I would screw up. And then I was like, I tried it again, access granted. I'm like, what was I doing wrong? But it's probably just me misspelling. I was young, what do you want? I don't exactly remember how old I was, but young enough to be stupid. What's this first one? Oh, the personnel files. Now you can look at all the different ones. It has some info on them. Some of these people we would have already seen so far in the video files. Most of them are irrelevant. It's just, okay, cool. You got the different people. Science officer, personnel administrator, section chief, or AGR section chief, administrative assistant. She dead. Science officer 2, probably dead. Facility maintenance, definitely dead. And they did mention that somebody died. We're all young enough to be stupid. Well, speak for yourself, Cell. Now, this person here, this is the new facility maintenance person, because this person died, so they had to get a new one. Photo is pending, because who the hell knows, who cares? Temporary key code. Circle, square, triangle. Not a super hard code to remember, so I'm not going to write it down. It's just circle, square, triangle. That's the important info that you need from that.
Hello, Hiroko dear. I love the new card key access system, but some people who shouldn't have keys are wandering around AGR. Could you have a new set of keys made? Chaz is brilliant, but he has friends I'd rather not see in the lab, if you understand. Get started as soon as you can, dear.
Yeah, friends in the lab, huh? I don't know if that's actually relevant or not story-wise. If those are, like, actually the people that were taking over or something like that. I don't know. There you go. Bone's got it. Bone was able to use some symbols. All right, so circle, square, triangle.
Miss Suzuki, the new janitor is expected tomorrow. She's under emergency investigation, but nothing negative expected. All she needs to do is use a mop and turbo vac and stay inside the station. Recommended by Irina Dmitrievna Kolnev. Emergency replacement for Yakov Petrovich Krasnoy. Issued temporary key code. Replaced with permanent code as soon as possible.
As a kid, I had trouble understanding a lot of what was being said here for little bits, just because of their accents. I can understand it now more as an adult, but honestly, the voice acting for these people, it's actually really good. They actually got, like, you know, they sound fine. They have the accents to kind of fit for where you are. They actually did a pretty good job, I feel like, with the voice acting for all these people. Because some games, you know, they have, like, shit acting. Shit voices in this, but this one's actually, I think, pretty good and passable. And it sounds like, how do I get out of this room? It sounds like they actually got people too that actually like speak the language, like they have the accent right, you know. But maybe not. Maybe I'm just being fooled, but sounds passable to me. Fooled me. Yeah, the obvious bad guy. Now, I'm going to do what I did in the LP. I'm going to make a save here because this is one of my favorite parts of the game. Remember that elevator from before?
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
The guy just drops you a present. And this has always, at least for me internally, has always been heavily debated. Does he sound like he's... I'm going to load the save state. Does he sound like he's saying, uh-oh, flash grenade? Or uh-oh, blast grenade with a B? A B or an F? As a kid, I thought he said blast grenade. But it probably is flash grenade, listening to it again.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
Sounds more like flash. But as a kid, I could never quite tell. I always said, uh-oh, blast grenade. Flaccid grenade? Now that's the worst kind of all. Sounds like flash grenade to you, and it does to me now. Listening to it now, it sounds much more like flash. But as a kid, I always just go, "Oh, blast grenade!" And this section always will get you killed because it's like you walk up, he just immediately chucks that shit. You're not ready. You're fucking dead.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
Now see, I reacted fast, but not fast enough. And this is also just one of the minor things about this game is there's a few too many like frame perfect bullshit things like that get you killed. You can react fast, but it's just not frame fast enough. You gotta turn as soon as you're able to turn and fire as fast as possible. You will barely get him before he throws the grenade. But even then, I have to react fast because otherwise the grenade is still gonna go off. It's just like in his hand now. Flash grenades don't explode to kill. And see, maybe that's why I thought it was blast grenade. Because I think if as a kid, I knew that a flash grenade would just kind of blind you and deafen you or anything like that, you know? It doesn't kill you. So that's why I think I always said blast grenade. He's lying to you when dying, yeah. It actually is just a bright light, but then they just play the explosion just to be like, you probably died.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
See, I need to walk up to the thing, but...
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
Gotta walk up to it quickly, or we gotta go... Nope, we're dead. Nope, we're dead. Fuck. The problem is, again, you don't know which button does what, how many presses does it take to get to the symbols. You know the password. You cannot enter it fast enough your first time. You will not get it. Now, if I recall correctly in my head, it's something along the lines of like, hit 2 times, hit 3 times, hit 4 times. Or like 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. Or 4, 3, 2. I forget which way it is. But we will get it.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
This is why I save state.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
Nope.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
I suck. Fuck, I hit too many times.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
Well, I don't remember exactly.
Uh-oh, flash grenade.
If it is 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. There. It is 2, 3, 4. The doors close and magically the explosion gets contained inside the elevator only and doesn't kill me, which still doesn't make sense. Okay. That's solved. Now, if I recall correctly, I think we have to backtrack now back to the red light. I'm gonna look at the... Yes, okay. How do I not choose anything? How do I back out? This is why I save stated, because I think once you hit the load screen, you can't back out of it. High yield flash gun, yeah. What we need to do now is go back to the red light. And some things will have changed now. In terms of actual... We don't have anything in our inventory, we just have new information and, like, time has passed. And we've killed some people. That's about it. Honestly, at this point, you might kind of be, if you're your first time playing, if you don't know the game, you might be a little confused, because you might not know where to go now at this point, because you're thinking, alright, well, what did I miss? But you either may have forgotten that you could move that box, or you may not have even noticed it in the first place. But that's why you gotta check every direction you can move in any given room. Because you never know what you can actually walk up to and interact with or not. I think we have to go, like, all the freaking way back. All the way to here? Yes. The atmosphere of this place is kind of creepy, and for me, it was always kind of like, when you hit this, it's like it's quiet. I always had the fear, again, that I was going to get killed by some guy randomly showing up. In that sense, it was actually kind of cool. I liked it about the game, is that it kind of kept me tense, even at places that, like, you've been through already, or you think is safe. You never know what's going to, like, jump out at you. Like, coming back to here, it still always made me feel uneasy. I always also thought, and I tried this multiple times, I thought this, creating so much noise, would trigger the guy down below originally to come and kill you. So I went up and down the elevator repeatedly. Doesn't trigger anything. Now the guy's actually gone. We didn't actually do anything specifically necessarily, but he's gone now. We can move the gate thing to the right, but that is not relevant at the moment. We'll come back to that later. Now here, I get to show off another death. Let's see here. Which way can we walk? We can only go one way. So we need to get to that door that's down the way. So let's go.
Warning. Halon system activated.
I like that death. I guess he sucks out the air from the room or pumps something in that's bad for you. Am I at the red light? Here we go. So you can't just walk straight across now that you know that the guy's there. But you can kind of notice him right there through the window. It's a little hard to see the pixels, but what you have to do is, I thought that maybe maybe you could do something there. Don't know why you can look at that. I don't know even what that is. Maybe it's like it's a rack for a gun. I thought maybe it was like a panel that I could have to like solve a puzzle, but no. You just have to walk here, and he can't see me here. And you'll notice he's looking to the left. He's looking down to the right where he can see the window. You have to time it and walk through right at the exact moment he looks away. Boom. We barely get out of his vision. He doesn't see us. And we can make it to the door. Now he's over on the room up there, but we're going to come back to there in a second. We're going to come down here first. Warnings, restricted area. I think that's what that says. It's very grainy and hard to see. And I'm going to do something that's going to make sense later. You look over there. I didn't know what the point of that was as a kid. This is where we're ultimately going to get to the point where I got stuck as a kid, and I did not know how to progress any further. That is to show you something there. I thought that was it looks like a computer screen. That thing with the green circle and the thing to the right of it, it looked like a computer screen. It's not actually a computer screen. It's actually a vent that can be controlled. Now, if I go to the computer, we might have a couple more vids. We have a terminal that can... So let's just look into the room. This is the guy that either had died or the one who's sick. I can zoom in on the guy. You can even see the date file, Hans Jaeger, status, he fucking dead. So you can zoom a couple of times, but there's also this down here. Vent. I thought it was just changing stuff on the computer screen, and I had no idea what that meant. But I would flip it, but not understand what it was doing. We'll come back to that later of what that is doing. So we'll do the vents. How do I get the fuck out? Okay, there we go. Status unalive. I know it's a live feed of a corpse.
Just a call to remind you of your appointment with Professor Kalnikov tomorrow. The professor is looking forward to your complete progress report. Don't be late.
The face she makes. Your progress report. I don't understand why she makes that face. It looks creepy. It looks weird.
Hey, Tommy boy, ¿qué pasa? Good to hear from you. Down here in AGR country, we get feeling isolated, you know? Keeping out of Sonia's eyes, doing horticulture. Did you get that card key I left for you? Keep it safe.
Keep it safe. Now I'm gonna do again what I did in the LP.
Hey, hey,
I'm doing it wrong. Here, hold it 1 sec.
hey, Tommy boy, ¿qué pasa?
I don't know why, as a kid, I would go, hey, Tommy boy, ¿qué pasa? Like a song. I don't know why I did shit like that as a kid, and why I'm doing it again, I don't know. I just would mess with the video ones. Certain ones had a good starting point that you kind of like be like, hey, Tommy boy, ¿qué pasa? I didn't mean to sit down again, I meant to turn, and it didn't. Remix! Get some DJ Khaled up in this shit. Another one. Because it's hilarious. I mean, I found it amusing as a kid. It's the same reason that I made the computers say UP, and I see UP. Stupid shit, but it made me laugh. Memes would be born for... yeah. I was early memeing. I was memeing before it was even a thing. Now let's go deal with this guy first before we go take care of what we need to. Que pasa means what's up. Now, I think if I just walk... Again, these guys are fucking geniuses. Slash hackers. He just immediately knows it's not his friend and obliterates me. So instead, you need to go up to the box.
Any word on the explosion? Who the hell?
Now, I'm gonna let him kill me. I don't quite understand why the game does this. There's another line that he's supposed to say. There's 2 voice clips here. He goes, "Anyone on the explosion? Yeah, it was great." Or something like that. That voice clip doesn't always play, and I couldn't tell you why. It's so random.
Any word on the explosion? Who the hell?
Nope, oh, it's a... Gotcha, bitch. It's not like I killed somebody else that I could have waited to kill so that he would have someone to speak to him. I don't know why. I just chalk it up to the game being buggy and not playing the voice clip that it's supposed to. Now, I don't think there's anything we actually can do here. It's just nice to kill him because killing is fun. Because now he won't bother us when we have to inevitably walk back through that room, which actually I'm going to go ahead and do now so I don't have to backtrack to here later, because this is the part that got me stuck as a kid. I did not understand what the point of those vents were, but if you paid attention, you can actually have seen that, actually if I went up to the window again, it would have been even more apparent. Where am I going? To the initial window when you first looked in at the dead guy, where you could see the thing, again, that I thought was a computer screen, but it was actually the vent. You actually opened it up. And that's what this tunnel is for. I never understood the point of this tunnel. I thought it was just, again, a thing you could explore, because the game just has extra places to go. Or I thought maybe I'd come back here later, there's something to do. But if you follow the actual physical layout of the rooms that we were going through, this is going to lead over towards the room with the dead guy. And if you actually look now, see, I never came back here after having changed the vents. Because I always assumed it was just a dead end with nothing to do. But you can see some light shining through, and I can actually turn here, and there's a key card.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. And you have a key card. This key card is what stopped me from finishing the game for a long time as a kid. As I mentioned, I had the PC, the first third of it, you know, to begin with. Demo essentially kind of ends. I couldn't finish the game. Got it for the PlayStation. Got as far as here. Could not beat the game. And this was back in the days before like heavy internet and all that. So there was no way for me to really figure out like how I'm supposed to beat the game. So for the longest time, it just stayed incomplete. And what I tried to do as a kid was I tried to guess a password that's past this point. Because right now we're at like red light is like the most recent password. One of the most recent ones. I just started to try to type in stuff that was like something that could be a password. I went the long way. Something that could be a password to skip me ahead just a tiny bit to try to finish towards the end of the game. Because I just, for the life of me, couldn't figure out what I was stuck on. It was the key card. I can't remember when it was that I finally discovered that. Maybe it wasn't until years later. I don't know if it was when I was just older or then as an adult. But after that, the rest was essentially smooth sailing. So as a kid, it just stumped me. But now we're good. All right, we'll see if you're we might still be around, Kick-Ass. We still got a little ways to go. Let's see. We need to go probably into the side first. Nope. I forgot, and that's why I questioned out loud if I think I need to go to the side first. I was wrong, and my brain was subconsciously telling me that. Everything up till now, you typically take the doors you first come across because you got to explore the rooms. This is a very cheap death because you can't do that. You need to go forward, which is what you would normally, I think, not do. You'd want to explore the room, but you got to go forward.
Uh-oh.
You run into some guys who shoot like crazy. Now, actually, here, I'm going to let them kill me. Shoot me. Wow, the one time that they're just not shooting. Just like to show the death.
Uh-oh.
If I don't roll, they just kill me out standing in the hallway, so it doesn't really change anything. So I'm going to start off, I think, with the guy closer. Now, got unlucky. It's kind of like you just got to pop up and hope.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the shoot button there actually made me action roll. I didn't press to the left. That's what I normally do. Oh, he was actually crouched down. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good. As long as you can get one of those guys down, then it's kind of like you don't have to worry so much now. I just need to look for an opening. There we go. We're good. Should have some mad force behind it. All right, let's backtrack for a sec. Now that these guys are dead. Now can I go in the room?
Access approved.
And that's what the keycard does. I knew I could never get in this for some reason. I think it would just say access denied or access keycard required or something along the lines of that. Now, it's not apparent right now why I'm here, but I think the computer will let me do it. Maybe it has a video that explains why I'm here, because this is very crucial as to why I die later. Okay, this thing should explain to me what this console does.
As requested, I present a status report on the nanotechnology project. There is no progress, as I'm sure you know. You may not know the extent of the failure and the danger posed by the mutated molecular nanodevices. It is not my place to cast blame upon those who demanded immediate results and would not allow for controls for the time and care needed to nurture and train our minuscule creations. We designed useful molecule after molecule, then abandoned them to design even more. As each species was set aside, it mutated. With no guidance, no controls, the successful mutations became predators. Killer viruses, as you can see. And, as directed, we kept making more. This slide demonstrates the predatory nature of these mutations on a sample of living tissue. Human tissue. We will not continue to produce new killers.
That's actually kind of creepy. So they were doing all this lab shit, and of course, they went too far. Science went too far.
Colleagues, I know your shame. No shame is greater than my own. We have created wild beasts. We have unleashed them, and we are in their jungle. You did what you had to do, what you wanted to do. I did the same. And you see the results. Mutagens. Monsters. Tiny, invisible, deadly monsters. We created them, and we will pay the price. Perhaps with our lives. But we have the chance to redeem ourselves. We cannot kill all the mutagens. There simply are too many of them. But, as some of you know, we believe we can immunize ourselves and our colleagues against their blind ferocity and contain them within this facility. We have developed a vaccine and a delivery system for it that is as simple as walking through a metal detector. Unfortunately, the mutagens are everywhere. They have even invaded the series of vaccine cultures we have prepared, so the vaccine is not yet safe to use. We have modified a nanoprobe device to move through the cultures. With this device, we can inspect the vaccine and, hopefully, destroy the infestation. We originally prepared 8 cultures of vaccine. The first 4 were used in the first set of trials. I will use the 5th on myself. I estimate that each culture will need to be cleared of 50 to 80% of its contamination. Then it will need to be infused and tested by human entry into the mutagen infestation. I will make the first attempt. I may fail, but, friends, we will not all fail. I wish good fortune to those who follow me.
Now that's some heavy shit you're laying down. So, this is the part that would get me killed, because later on, I would try to use the vaccine on myself, but I hadn't cleaned it. So, you have 3 here, 6, 7, and 8. Excuse me. You don't have to do all of them. You just have to clear at least one of them. They give you 3 attempts, essentially. So we're just going to do 6. As long as we succeed and clear enough of it, she said 50 to 80% clean, and you should be good. I don't know what the actual cutoff is, but we'll just try to make sure we get them all. I'm going to switch to the mouse again. I like the music in this part. Just a creepy feeling. Now you want to shoot... What is it you want to shoot? Is it the orange you want to shoot? I think. Yeah, you want to shoot the orange balls. I couldn't remember if there was going to be stuff you can leave alone. I think actually in the sequel, there's a part similar to this where you're supposed to shoot the things and clean them and not kill the others, or something like that. So you can see as I kill, the percentage goes up. So that's like the percentage how clean it is. I don't think I have ammo, so I think I can technically just hold down the trigger and just kind of wave it around and just keep hitting everything that I need to. They try to hide a couple of them inside the molecule things, but I mean, you can see they stand out pretty well for the most part. I think I just like this part because the music and it's just kind of trippy. It's like, whoa, it's going like, it's like Tron. I always remember that last little one you get.
Contamination eliminated.
I think if you don't, it doesn't say contamination eliminated. It says something else. It might be like contamination still present or something like that. And I'm actually questioning, maybe you could try multiple times. Maybe it wasn't just 3 shots at it. But the important thing to remember is, know which one you did it on. I did it on number 6. 7 and 8 are still not clean. So I'm going to leave those alone because we don't need to do them. It's the exact same sequence. It doesn't play out any differently. But if we try to use 7 or 8 later, we'll still die because we didn't clean those. So when we get to it, we'll use 6 and we'll be fine. What's up, you dead bitches? Now, if I recall correctly... one of the doors, I think I didn't show the deaths a while back. Yeah, one of the rooms, you're supposed to, like, walk past it and the guy shoots you in the back. I showed it in the original LP. It's fine. Oh, well. Oh, it comes up a lot quicker than I thought. Nope, I don't want to go that way yet. Lab coat shit or something like that. Some lockers. I don't think there's anything else I can do in here. Can I walk this way? I thought maybe I gotta put on one of these suits or something like that. But because I never found the computer in that locked room with the key card, I never understood why I died this part.
Interlock closed. Warning, entering contaminated area. Danger, viral infection hazard.
Oh no, it's a virus. Wait. Sup, man? Ooh. Not pretty. Now, you are on a hidden time limit. You can't tell, but those little critters are coming for you. And I can walk up to the computer, but I can't use it. Now here, you get a weird-ass camera angle. I can walk up to... I see I can walk up to the different things. Now, I could try one of the older ones that someone else had used, but the problem is, clearly, everyone else already died. Nope, I can't use it. Well, I could try like 7 or 8, and it would do it. It showed that it tries to clean you with the vaccine, but you don't see anything like happen. It doesn't like, you know, you can't tell if it worked or not. You'd only know by trying to press forward. And there's both a time limit, I think, in terms of just how long you've been in here, but there's also a limit to how far when you move forward when you're progressing. Because you only can go so far until it happens. It'll happen. Trust me. Ooh, and Zach ain't looking so pretty, so mo. No mo. Rest in PP. So he's dead. He's dead because he sucks. Let's see. There's the drugstore. Unsafe door. We are not there yet. We need to...
Entering contaminated area. Danger, viral infection hazard.
You can actually die in not just that room, because the room actually, it actually shows you like you dying in that room. I think you can also die in here. The animation is slightly different because you're in this purple room, but it's the same thing. You fall over, you die. It looks gruesome. So let's go ahead and use 6. I think as a kid I tested doing multiple of them, 6, 7, and 8, trying.
Post-contamination eliminated.
I don't recall if it says that line regardless of whether you truly got cleaned or not. But we know that we actually got cleaned because we used the right one. But I think as a kid I tried using all of them to see if that made a difference, but of course it didn't. It might have said a different line. It might have been like threat still present or something like that. I can't exactly remember. But we are good now. We And the only way you really know is by just kind of keep moving around and you don't die anymore. As a kid, I used to try to race to the door. I thought maybe if I went as fast as possible, I was just going too slow, that would work. But no. Another death that I like. It's amusing, but also stupid. Zach, this is how Zach struggles. He doesn't even flail his arms even. Like, rip it off your face. It's like, it's a face hugger and shit, but he doesn't do anything about it. So, clearly, going through the door right now is not good. What we need to do is think for a bit. I tried to turn and it turned me the wrong way. I don't want to go to the door. I want to go... See, you gotta find the right walking path. Where is the walking path? I think I gotta go up to the door but not press forward. Yes, okay. Now I can go diagonal to this computer here. Now this is also a great death. I'll show it just a second here.
As you know, our experiment with self-directed nanotechnology was a disastrous success. The wee devils figured out how to gather up lab materials and build themselves into killing machines. And then the corpses were lab materials as well, rest their souls. Some of the nanites can fly, The others slide along the floor as if it were a frozen pond and themselves on ice skates. We were forced to seal off the area, and we made a good job of that, I'm glad to say. But our problem, apart from the fact that the sealed area is now filled with killing machines instead of hard-working scientists, is that no one can now get down below to the main Cyberia research chamber, which can only be reached by the one elevator. We could not kill them from beyond the walls. Poison gas, hard vacuum, it didn't slow them down. So the nanites are still there, and there's nothing for it but to go at them with a remote probe. I call it Charlie. It has the most powerful plasma cannon it can carry, and an area-wide shockwave device. The propulsion reactor is a fine piece of work, and very efficient. A good thing too, for that the weapons are such an energy drain. The camera is a compromise, I admit, but it should give the operator a good enough view, and it hardly weighs a thing. The last thing was the anti-grav module, so Charlie could find the nanites hiding on the ceiling. We had to go for some really weird math to make it work. Weak it is, but it looks to be strong enough for Charlie. Charlie will have to go in and take them all out in one sweep. If even one survives, we would be completely reinfested within hours. We'll take a good operator with hands quicker than mine to guide Charlie through his mission, but it's our only chance.
So we gotta send in Charlie. Hey, on fire. I'm gonna try to start calling you on fire, just because I feel like saying I'm on fire. Hey, it'll slip. I'll call you both. Whatever. Yeah, your late ass is finally here. That's cool, man. DB, Dead by Daylight? Playing with your friends and Little Piggy? Let's see. Where are we at? We're actually pretty deep into the Cyberia complex. There's not too much of the game left. There's still some parts left here. A few more action sequences and at least one more puzzle. Oh, check it out. It's booting up Charlie. Well, let's just press the button. One of the funniest deaths to me as a kid, that the fact that they actually put that in, I thought that was very clever. The fact that it's booting up, you can actually see that the camera is pointed at your, you know, the targeting is pointed at your finger. If you hit the button, you blow your foot off. I thought that was a nice little detail. Not the bees! The bees! Yeah, I know, he's... not the bees!
Sonia, I would send this to Kalnikov directly, but I know that you'll see it first anyway. My assistant Charles died tonight trying to retrieve the probe from the infested corridor. The power pack we're using is still too weak to get the Charlie probe all the way back to our lab, and the beasts have learned to attack in groups, sneaky buggers. I'll solve part of the problem by installing an area-wide shockwave device. The enter key activates a localized burst of energy matter disruption. Too technical really, but we can kill them in small swarms now. Better chance anyway. Poor Charlie. A good lad. Sweet Lord, forgive me. I need sleep now. May I have the strength to wake up.
Poor guy, he lost his friend. It's alright. We're gonna redeem Charlie. We're going to, not redeem him, avenge him. We're gonna redeem him. So we're gonna go ahead and boot up Charlie, and this time, don't fire. Let it boot up. He needs some Lucky Charms. Alright, we're gonna turn on the mouse controls again. Now, funny enough, when it goes through, the bugger doesn't come out immediately, like, attack me at the controls now, but... So, you have limited energy. You can do the burst shockwave to kill stuff, but I'm gonna use it sparingly. I think if you let any of them get past you, I think you fail. I like the look of the infected corridor. Very creepy. I did do shockwave because I was aiming poorly. I think you get a warning if... There might be a warning sound if it's about to get past you. So when you hear that, you have to burst. Or you die. There's the alert. Shit, they're getting past me. I tried pressing, it didn't seem to go. Oh. It's okay. Showing that death off was worth it. Oh, wait, I got to turn the controls back on. I'll make a save right after it's already booted up. Well, I thought about it, and then I was like, no, I'll just kind of go with it, because I couldn't remember if it would actually show a different thing. I thought maybe it would show it coming through the door like it did. Whatever. It's not a super long sequence, but it's just, it's tense because you know you can't let one actually get through. But the burst will save you, and you can do it quite a few times, but you can't burst everything. You will run out of energy eventually. There's also some creepy music, adds to the tension. Goes in now, right? So past the first section. It's very fucking dark in here. If you guys can't see anything, I can't either. I don't remember how long the sequence is. Can't shoot them until they get targeted. I think I bursted twice there just to be safe. I think you can't burst when you're holding down the trigger for the regular gun. That's what's getting me. You have to stop trying to shoot and actually let go and then burst, I think. That's what it feels like, at least. I think that's it. That should be the end of this. Yes. Landing sequence, we're good. So I had plenty of energy to spare. What was I down to? About half the energy. Had to do a couple of bursts, because they throw some fast ones at you, but totally doable. Having explosive deaths? Explosive deaths? I don't think you missed really many explosion ones. You missed little face huggers attaching to me. But, I don't think there were explosion ones. Alright, so we cleared out the infection here. And I think we're actually... I think we really are actually getting towards the end here. I'm trying to think of what's left in the game. I think we take this elevator. I think there's a puzzle. And then I think it's the final action sequence. I think so. Let's see. Because this should be the pressure puzzle now. Again, we'll scan for biomass, but... I think that the biomass only has one purpose. I think in the alternate path in the beginning of the game, when you kiss Gia, the one that I was talking about where when you scan something and it causes it to explode, it may be the MRI that causes it, but I'm trying to think if the biomass also triggers it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't remember. But either way, the biomass is still pretty much useless. It's all about the MRI. So this puzzle, at least as far as I can recall, does not have a death associated with it. All you have to do is align these. It's like a lock tumbler thing. You have to press this, and you can see that it's going to slowly decrease down. The catch is they all decrease at different rates. So that's pretty fast. That's much slower. I'd say this one's maybe slightly faster than this one. That one's moderately slow, but not as slow as this one. So if I start with the slowest, you can get it either right at the start. Sometimes if I don't get it right, I'll just kind of reset. Start here. I had the timing off. This one can be a little annoying. I used to have it down as a kid. There was a rhythm to it that I could always hit consistently. I think I was doing it in the wrong order. Okay, yeah. So this one, it's hitting a little too low. I'm trying to look at. I'm trying to either look at. You gotta either look at the top things or the bottom things. I should look at the bottom things. You don't have to be exactly pixel perfect, but it is pretty tight. Okay. Yeah, we really are at the end part of this thing here. Okay. I got a couple more deaths to show at least, still.
What the hell is this thing?
Query, what is your form?
You speak?
Self-unit communicates speaks with form. What is your form?
My form is human.
Yes, human. But what is form identification?
Oh, my name. I am Zach. Who are you?
Self-unit Scientists Project.
That's a hell of a name. Can you see me? Visual?
Self-unit sees Zach body. Zach body sees self-unit.
Zach, you there?
Yeah, I read you.
You made it, eh? I knew you were the right man for the job.
Devlin, this weapon, it's unbelievable. It's sentient.
Really? It's too bad, then.
What?
That it's only going to be sentient for about another minute.
What are you talking about?
You got it backwards, Zach. That thing isn't the weapon. You are. Adios, pal.
Devlin! Detect radio activation. Micronic thermonuclear device in Zach body. Device detonation threshold in 60-second time units.
Son of a bitch!
Zach body, device detonation will cease all life functions.
We're both gonna die.
Zach body lives. Query, self-unit lives?
You're more alive than most of the people I know.
Query, Zach body can survive if merged with self-unit. Device detonation threshold in 30-second time units. Zach body will survive if merged with self.
Kind of confused me a little bit as a kid. I do agree about the subtitles. It would be nice, but basically Devin fucked us over. We got a bomb in our head, and it's about to go off in 30 more seconds. So let's get the fuck out of here. We gotta go! You didn't miss that explosion death, kick-ass. That's one of my favorite ones. Your head just... And it even like comes out here. It's not the generic explosion, Soul. It's an actual new explosion animation for the whole facility getting fucked. Now, the last save here for this is you with me. I think that's, yeah, it's the very last save. I'm gonna load the save state. That's after the speech has been done. You nut can survive. I also like that the conversation is like, got it wrong, pal. You're the weapon. Later, bitch. And he's like, Devlin! It's like Wrath of Khan. And then, son of a bitch. So basically, the unit, the Cyberia weapon, is not actually a weapon. It's a living, sentient thing. It detects the radio thing that's going to set off the bomb in your head in 60 seconds, and it's saying if you merge with it, it'll stop it somehow. I don't exactly understand how it prevents your death, but we don't really have any other option at this point. I think if I load this, it might... This might actually be after the talking's done. Yeah, because you just walk forward. And if you press forward again... This sequence is freaky.
What is this? Death. Life. Where are you? With you. With me. Devlin. Must be terminated. How? We can do it. Together. Scanning for location of last Devlin communication.
We merge with it and send it to become a flying killing machine. And we are gonna fuck Devlin up. We always gotta have one of those in here, huh? That's usually On Fire's job, though, because he is Kung Fu Catman. I didn't, as a kid, understand what exactly you were like. Oh, like I couldn't tell, like looking at it, what was happening. It's just you merging with it and then standing like this, and now you're flying off like Superman style.
Accelerated approach, collision course. It's receiving us now, Mr. Devlin.
Well, well. The best laid plans, eh? Just what the hell are you now, Zack?
Shockwave, force and magnitude growing.
Defense systems up. Launch the swarm. Scramble all interceptors. Kill it.
Kill it. I have a name. It's Zack Body. Switching to mouse. Well, the things couldn't have left because that room was closed off. That hallway had all of the things, but it was cut off from everything else. That was kind of the whole point. They sealed both ends of it. So the Cyberia project room was safe, but leading up to there was infected. That's why nothing could leave. Now you have no visible health, and you have no limit on the ammo. You cannot do the burst wave like the Charlie probe, but you can just hold down the trigger and just unload, so you don't have to worry about that. But even though you can't see your health, it is there. You just kind of know. If you're taking too much damage, you eventually are just going to blow up. I won't show that if I can help it, because it's literally just a scream explosion, and you're dead. I don't think there's any actual extra fancy-looking death animation for that. Initiate laser dodge. Well, these bitches ain't gonna dodge anything. I'm gonna kill them all. I think when I was a kid, I would just hold down the trigger here, just non-stop, because you had no ammo consumption, but for the sake of your guys' ears, I won't do that. But I mean, honestly, there's no reason not to if you're trying to, like, play it and you're doing it your first time. Just hold down the trigger and just keep moving your cursor. Just make sure you kill everything. And then after that, we're gonna get the ending cutscene and the credits. Ouch, we got shot a little. No, stop shooting me. I'm coming for you, Devlin! Fuck your interceptors! Come on.
See you in hell.
I love that. See you in hell. Explosion. Die, bitch, die. But we crash through the atmosphere. And then the end credits. Now, there's going to be stuff in the end credits, so keep listening. But I was like, no! What happens to Zach? What happens to the AI thingy? You know, it's like, did we die? I don't know, did we? You can hear the helicopter. I missed 2. So what, Zell? The rest of the important things died. Alright. Let's not take this literally now. Falcon Station Super Empire Strikes Back.
We're over the crash site now, Dr. Corbin.
Status?
Shallow vital signs detected. Whatever it is, it's still alive. A and B teams ready to begin extraction.
Proceed.
All right, Rescue 1, nice and easy.
Set position. Rescue 2, positioning.
We're in place.
Engaging.
Steady, Rescue 1. That's it, take it up. Rescue 1, station secure. We've got him, Doctor.
Get us the hell out of here.
So somebody comes by, it's Dr. Corbin, finds you, says there's vital signs, so you are alive. They extract you, and they take you off somewhere. What happens to us? Like Soul said, find out in Cyberia 2. Cyberia harder. Now, Cyberia 2 Resurrection is the sequel to this game, and I did do an LP for that. It was very brutal. I did not have save states to help me in that crap. I mean, I can do this game without save states, but I did that for the sake of you guys to be able to show things off comfortably in a timely manner. Between the two games, I like this one more. They changed some things in the second, there's more action in the second one, less on the puzzles. In general, like the ratio of it, I much prefer the first one because I think it's just kind of cool with the story. When you really finally get to the complex, you start learning what happened there and solving the puzzles. And the action isn't... There's some cheap stuff, but it's not like... It's not super heavy on it, you know? Also, I grew up on the first one. I'm kind of biased, I'm not going to lie, but... So what happened to the nuke in your brain? See, that's why I don't understand. You merge with the thing, and I guess somehow it disables it. Maybe it can, like, contain it inside itself. I don't really know. That part doesn't necessarily make sense. Time for some Bart's Nightmare, no rewinds. That's still an idea on fire. I do still kind of want to do that. No save stating, no rewinds. I want to see if I can beat Bart's Nightmare straight to finish, all pages. I think I can do it, but it would take practice. Speedrun time. What, this game? Alright, here we go, guys. Speedrun. Load the last password. Jump in. Boom, I win. It was fun playing this game again. I really can't believe that it's... I guess it's really been 11 years since I last played this. I'm trying to think if I've played it ever since the LP. Mega Race, I did the LP for, and then played it again, at least on the GOG version. I streamed that years ago. So that wasn't as long ago. But this, I don't think since LPing it, I don't think I ever played it even for myself. If I did, I don't remember it. So it was fun for me to kind of go through this again. And show off the other, the two...
Please enter identification.
The two other routes that you can do, as small as they are, that I didn't do in the LP. What about Commander Keen, no saves? Fuck that. That one could be done if I grind it out and be very careful, but you guys know how Commander Keen goes for me. I get handed by some of those levels for sure, and I desperately need the ability to save. Because some of those levels are kind of winding and long, and if I get pretty far and then I fuck up, it's like, that's it, it's over. Oh, it's just doing the demo now. I was like, what the hell? The keyboard went away. All unique deaths is a category, is it? Pogo, bitch, Pogo! You say Pogo, I think of Pokemon Go. My first thought. but I know what you mean. 1 hour, 7 minutes. There's only 2 people who ran Cyberia and 1 for Cyberia 2. There's a reason for the second one, because the second one is annoying as balls. I muscled through and finished that LP, but goddamn was it annoying. There were some fun parts to the game, and it was cool to finally see the sequel, but some things were kind of disappointing, and there was a lot of frustration. Even save stating aside, not being able to do that, it's still, there were some decisions made in that game that I didn't like compared to the first. So I'll always prefer the first one. Now, will I play the second one again? I honestly thought about it. Probably not. I think it's too frustrating of an experience, even especially since I can't save state. I don't think I'd even want to play that game again on stream. I thought about it. Maybe it would be kind of fun, but also it's like, yes, it'd be easier because I could at least have an idea of what I'm already trying to do, but there's just some parts with like the VR that's slow and tedious and annoying, and if I die, I'd have to load back a checkpoint, redo stuff. I think it'd be more of a headache than fun, so I think we'll leave it at just this one. I don't really care to go back and do the second. Guaranteed silver medal and bronze. I mean, yeah, I could do that, but I mean, do I really want to? He also is craving a Agonized Hiccups Let's Play. What's a agonized? Oh, you talking about Rayman on fire? You just want to see me die. You want to see me go to banned lands and die. That's what you want. Yeah, I got you. Even still, 7 hours of silver. I cut out stuff from my original LP of Cyberia 2, all the wandering and backtracking and having to do stuff in between parts. Like, I cut out good portions of that. I don't know how long it took me to actually beat that game, but it was too long for my liking. Fuck that game. You're 8th now on Blue Marlin? Congrats. I'm gonna come and take your record. I'm not actually going to, but I could.
Please enter identification.
Well, I'll put it this way, On Fire. You might get your chance to see at least some more Rayman. I'll kind of elaborate on that more with an idea I have coming up within the next few streams. 8th out of 8 people. What? So you're last, is what you're saying. Dab on the haters, dab on myself.
D-U.
Oops.
Delete. I-C-K-S.
Dicks. I'm talking about dicks. Does it not like that?
Select arcade level. Welcome to Cyberia.
See, it says "Welcome to Cyberia," and then it won't have the saves won't be there. Oh boy, Star Tropics, Commander King, Rayman, the Pain Pack Trio. Oh my god, yeah. Shimmy enjoyed my playthrough of Star Tropics, and I overall enjoyed that game too. But man, there was some frustrating stuff in that as well. But I mean, as long as it's entertaining enough. Some people like to see some pain, you know, to a point. And I do agree that it can be funny. It's both fun for people watching that sometimes, and it's even when I get frustrated, it's fun in its own way for me too, to a point. And then eventually it just becomes full frustration of, I just want to get past this shit. So there's the right level of frustration that still keeps it fun and makes me want to still keep going. But also, I mean, I was going to push through the rest of that game anyways. And I mean, I very much like Star Tropics. It was a great game, despite me getting frustrated and stuck at some parts. It had some good trolling too. Commander Keen, at least that one I can save repeatedly. And I do still plan to, at some point, continue doing at least Commander Keen 8 and 9, the fan games. I've done 7. I did that like 2 years ago, whatever the hell it was now at this point. A year and something maybe, but I do plan to continue that as well. 3 years ago, you haven't got a better time. Flying here, get out of here. Get your dicks for kicks for all my cow sucking clicks. Good lord. You're rat shit. See, you guys remember it better than I do. We've talked about this before, though. It's a thing when you watch somebody play something, those things stick in your head. But when you're the one recording or streaming it, you don't, like, memorize it. It doesn't stick in your brain as much. It's kind of like you do it, it's in, it's out. In and out of memory. You remember bits and pieces, but, because admittedly, some of the people that I watch, I remember their shit, like, from years and years ago. I can still quote some of their videos and stuff, but it's different because I'm watching as opposed to doing it myself. You guys all enjoy watching me play that? Yeah. You guys just enjoy watching me suffer. I get it. Yeah, give it the old in and out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, that's it for today, guys. That is it for Cyberia. I'm sorry you came to the party late on fire. I know, but you were playing your thing with your friends and Little Piggy, and that's cool. You said it was your first time playing it too, so you were getting wrecked. That's to be expected. I won't go heavily into it, the issues I had with Dead by Daylight. It had fun things about it, but then I got frustrated by other stuff. I think it was also just a product of the situation we were at when it was still like, it was either in beta or it was still just a very early release, and I'm sure that they've improved a lot of the stuff with the game now, but I just kind of like never went back to it. Because I feel like ultimately the main point was if you don't play that game with friends, 5 total friends, 4 survivors, and 1 killer, if you have randos, it's not a good time. That's a game I feel like purely meant to be played with your friends, and you'll have a good time. But that's all right. You're catching at the end here. Kick ass. I'm glad you made it back for the ending bits here. You guys can always, I'll of course put this on YouTube if you want to watch the rest of it. I definitely would say watch this over, like, say, the original LP. This is going to look nicer. It's going to sound nicer. I show off still most of the game. I show off most of the deaths that I can. I even touched upon the other routes that I didn't go that I did in the LP. So you kind of got like most of the experience from this anyways. The frog explode. What the frick? Get out Among Us. No, fuck you, Zell. I'm going to eject you. It's a real pain in the ass to certain players. Yeah, and I get that it can be. You actually made it to a stream. Well, ain't that good for you? I saw you were streaming that other day, Zell, but I was busy at the time. Otherwise, I would have hopped in. You tend to stream at the times when I'm not able to watch because I'm working on something. Speaking of, for anyone who's watching this on YouTube, this is done. This is going to be me just kind of chatting a bit with the crew here for a bit. You can close the video now if you don't give a shit. The game is pretty much done. Well, I mean, it is done, but there's nothing else going to be left in the stream. I'm just going to talk about a few upcoming things. But I mean, speaking of streamings, I wonder what's for dinner. I can't wait to bomb some dodongos. It feels insane. I do that all the time. That's what LPs are, man. They're just talking to yourself like you're talking to somebody else. It's weird. It is honestly a very weird thing. But speaking of streaming on fire, you mentioned that you had changed your name because you were going to be thinking of like streaming some stuff soon. I know you said you were going to do some like, you want to do like horror games. I don't know if you're going to branch out and do other things or if you're just going to start with that. I mean, do whatever, man. But do you know when you might start doing that? If you don't know, that's fine. I'm just kind of curious. If you had an idea, like, I think I'm going to start sometime this month or, next month, or no, not till next year. I got to get some equipment or whatever. Because I don't know exactly what your setup is like. If you ever do like console stuff, do you actually have a capture card and things like that? Working on getting your background? You mean like your actual like for the screen? Or are you talking about like physically? Are you gonna do like and equipment? And I get it. It takes time to prep that stuff. Believe me, I understand. I have my whole setup. Mine's fairly straightforward and nothing super complicated. But like getting it all the way I like, takes a bit of time to set it up. I'm very anal about having things being pixel perfect and aligned certain ways. So, and even then, I don't have like fancy green screen and shit like that. It's gonna be difficult physically. A lot of testing for the next 2 months. Okay, so it's gonna take some time, and that's cool. But that's good though that you do that, right? You want to like you're gonna do the best you can up front to get stuff kind of like prepped and organized, test things, make sure equipment works, get your feed correct. I assume if you're gonna have any webcam or green screen stuff like the bigger streamers do, you got to get that right. It takes time. It takes time to find all the right settings. But then, and even then, after you get it all set up, you start streaming, you'll run into an issue of this. Oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, that doesn't quite work, or I don't have this down to to a not a science, but to not in rhythm yet, right? You don't have it fully, it doesn't become natural until a while doing it. So you're bound to run into some stuff, and that's just natural. We've all done it. I've done it. My brother's done it. It's like it takes time to get to the right place, but that's how you get started. You just got to get started, fix it as you go. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Honestly, I definitely want to check it out. Especially if you said you're gonna do some horror stuff. I like watching some good horror stuff. You don't want to do any popular games if you can avoid it. Not yet. And I totally get that. And that's the thing, right? Like I could play I could play the newest game. If I had the capture card, like I could play the newest thing and get, people would maybe come in. I don't care to do that. I'm going to play what I want to play. Whether it's, some new stuff, some suggestions from you guys, me reliving old LPs. I'll be perfectly honest. We did a version again. That was really fun. I did this again. It was really fun. I don't want to go back and do all of the things I've ever LP'd, but there's something about it. I LP'd them for a reason. It's because they were like favorites of mine. I like playing them. Every once in a while, I like to come back to them. It's kind of cool. Like I LP'd it back then, and now I can stream it and add something else to it by having you guys with me live. It adds, something else to me, to it for me, and it makes it, like fun in a different way. So there may be other things that I ultimately come back and play again, because sometimes I just like going back to the classics, my favorite stuff. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to play this again, because it's in my blood, man. I can't get it out of my brain. Games like this are just gonna stick with me, for forever. Yeah, I know. It sucks, kick-ass, having internet that won't let you do it. Because if you ever would have streamed, that would be totally cool. But you gotta have the right internet, right? For me, way back when, my computer limited me. You guys may remember the days of 240p Mega Man X and bullshit like that, but that's all I could handle. I can at least do more now. I do 720p and it works, fine. Do a three-way with Zero and J. What are you talking about, Zell? Three-way of what? What are we talking about? It actually would be kind of funny if there was something that I could have like bigger races on, but the more people you add in, the more complicated it gets. Not that I'm opposed to the idea, but, by yourself is very straightforward. Adding in a second person, there's some coordination. Any more than that, it just becomes more and more complicated, More details to it. Like indie, unknown, distressing games. And I tend to gravitate more towards those myself, on Fire. It's kind of cool, right? You can show off some new stuff that people may not be aware of, or try new stuff that, you don't know anything about. I love indie games. Indie games, for me, there's a lot of great ones out there. Nokia phone games, no thanks. Collab would be amazing. You want to do Silk Song so badly? I totally want to do Silk Song as well on Fire. I'm right with you there. Like, when the game's going to actually be coming out, I may play through Hollow Knight again, whether it's on my own or streaming it, just to kind of get back into the feel for it. I totally am down for Silk Song. I had so much fun with Hollow Knight. I have high hopes for that game. I'm so far behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Sign off for 10. I'm still catching up on the chat. Screw you, Zell. That's why I said we're just chatting at the end here. This happens occasionally. I don't care. Remember my Silk Song? Stream from your Wii. You love to stream House of the Dead 2. That would be fun. House of the Dead is great. It's a fun watch. It's a fun play too. Never Ending Nightmares. Never heard of that one. Swimming for Silk Song. Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna be good too. 720 more manageable than 1080. Yeah, and see, mine's like I keep it at 60 FPS, 720p. It's fine by me. I keep the bit rate. I think I have mine set to like 2500. I don't want to set it like too high, but not too low either, right? It's at least 2000. I think it's 2500. I can't exactly remember. I know I've adjusted it a few times for certain games, but I generally keep it the same. Claire, if you have a chance, a great indie horror game. Claire, huh? Not that I'm going to play it, but let me just kind of note that down. I'll get together and play Among Us. That'd be kind of fun. I know, it's been a while since I played Among Us with my friends, but we've been playing that quite a bit for sure. Pay money for Fallout. First one will be a test play of Faith Chapter 1 and 2. Faith and the Wind. Sweet. I think you had mentioned Faith the last time too, and I think Zell, you had mentioned to me as well a little while back as well of. I think did you actually play Faith, Zell, or did you just show it to me like you should check this out? I can't remember. You just showed it to me? Okay, I couldn't remember. You showed me a couple of games that I've noted down as ideas that I may or may not get to at some point, but I was pretty sure you at least showed it to me. I'm a pussy, I can't deal with horror games. So what? You show it to me like, you should play this, because I'm too scared to play it myself. Come on, bruh. Just keep the lights on. I say keep the lights on and play it with someone there with you in the room. Things are a lot less scary when you have somebody with you. When you play by yourself, it's creepier for sure. What you're about to do has not been approved by the Vatican. Shame, soul, shame. You'll also play off. It's because, I like scary games. It's true. I do like scary games. And it is less scary in general watching someone play a scary game than having to play it yourself. It's easier to close your eyes at a scary part and not have to worry about them having to, and they're the ones who have to actually deal with it. Can't play horror games on your own either. Play with your sister because you can't alone. And honestly, that's totally normal, right? But that's kind of the whole point though, right? Like, it's a scary game. Of course, it's like, I can't play it alone. It's scary. It's like, yeah, I feel like that's very common because that's kind of the whole point of the games, right? It's meant to scare you, which means it's doing its job if you don't want to play by yourself. There's something about having a person just even with you. They don't have to be the ones playing or even helping per se, but if just somebody's there with you, something about that, maybe it's just something about human nature and psychology, it makes it less scary. When I was honestly doing, I did that horror map with my brother, which at some point I still may do more. It was a kind of thing we were testing out. It was kind of fun at the time. When I was doing like sound testing on my own, it's fucking creepy. When my brother's there, it's far less scary. It was kind of weird when I was just sound testing and audio balancing that like I was getting kind of like, it's like, this is creepy playing this game by myself. But when I was with my brother, it's like, oh, it's fine. And then I still get scared by shit anyways, but maybe more of those at some point as well. I had some other ones that I wanted to try, but I intentionally held off in case I wanted to record them. I might get back to them at some point. Maybe not. It could have just been a one-off thing. Who knows? I always come back to stuff randomly, even if it's years later. Alien Isolation. I'll shit myself a lot. I've already taken a shit this morning. I don't need to take another one, Soul. Thank you. I have no more shit left to give. Being a dumbass with androids. Mixing some RPGs from your childhood. It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see the kind of games that you want to play too. Things that you wanted to try or things you've played before and want to show off. I think it's always interesting. Alien blood. It'll get you dead. Bitch. Can you stop shouting at me? No, I can't stop shouting. This is how I talk. Enix game as a kid. Yup. Yeah, see, I have to be very picky about the RPG games I play nowadays because they're such a time commitment. I mentioned it, I think, in the Thursday stream, but I am playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Currently, I'm at chapter 9/10. I'm at the wall market, so, and that one's not too bad because I will reach the end of it, and I'll do like a playthrough again on like hard mode, which will be somewhat faster since I'll at least be familiar with the game. But then it's kind of like that's it. I don't have to play it again for a while until the next one comes out, which is kind of nice to be playing it in chunks. I guess for myself personally, that's kind of a benefit. I don't have to fully commit to playing, a 60-hour RPG, something like that. That's going to take forever. So I often will leave a game midway and never come back to it. Like Final Fantasy X. Never finished that game. Got distracted by other stuff. Messes with your emotions by the end. Yeah. See, I haven't been spoiled on anything. It's followed stuff from the original game, but it's also had some changes to it. So, like, I am very curious to see how the rest of it plays out for sure. In general, though, I've been having a lot of fun with it. A few minor nitpicks here and there, a few frustrating little bits that maybe came up, but as a whole, I've been having a lot of fun with the game, and it's been interesting to see the changes that they made to it and the things they kind of adapted to more of a modern game now. I always knew of Crisis Core, never actually like played or really seen much of any of it. It was always just like that thing that knew existed, but never like sought it out myself. You can't wait for the PC version. Yeah, I mean, I got it on the PS4. Got to get some use out of this console, Crisis Core, one of your favorite games? Nice. Because I didn't actually know like if Crisis Core was any good or not, I really didn't know much about it. I didn't know if it was actually a game that people liked or if it was one of those, one of the black sheep, things in a series where like we don't talk about that game. That happens a lot for a lot of games. Getting addicted, right now you're addicted to Stardew Valley. Dude, I have not played Stardew Valley. I'd like to, but like you said, it becomes an addiction. And if I'm going to play it, I'm going to want to commit the time to it to play it right, to really get in there. And it's kind of like, I'm just not ready to commit to that yet, I have a problem with commitment, man. I just know that it's a great game, though. My brother and his son have played it. And I mean, I loved the Harvest Moon series, so that game blew up like crazy. I'm very glad to see that Stardew Valley did so well, and people loved it. Your waifu, Emily. My waifu is always going to be Asuna. Asuna, my teammate, my quarterback. Abby's as close as a little piggy. Nice. The crap part you were talking about was Crisis. That good, huh? So, like, I never even saw, like, Crisis in, like, the stores or anything like that. That's why for the longest time, I didn't know it existed, I never once saw, like, a game case or anything like that. That's why it's like, Final Fantasy Crisis Core, it's like, what the hell is that? It's like, Final Fantasy 7, 8, then went on to 9 and 10. Like, I never even knew it was there for the longest time. Well, I think that's enough for today. I was going to say tonight. It might be tonight for some of you guys. It might be more towards the evening. I don't know exactly what time it is, but we've been going now for about 3 hours. The last 20 minutes have just been chatting, which is cool. But I think I will end it here in just a sec. So this coming next Thursday, we'll get back to 30-minute games. I mentioned it here. It's 1 a.m. for you, Soul. I have pretty much planned out the rest of this year, but the rest of 2020 in terms of streams. I know what I'm going to be playing. I actually already did all of the sound testing and everything for the next series of 30-minute games, all of them. Week 19, 20, 21, and like 22, I've already got the games picked out. They are audio balance tested. Like they're like ready to go. I will mention because of the calendar. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. Looking at the calendar, guys, we got a few things coming up for this month as well as next month. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, we just got past November 5th. We have the 12th. I'm going to stream there. The 19th. These are all Thursdays. I'm going to stream there. The 26th is going to be Thanksgiving. Now, I could try to do a different day, but I like to just keep it on the schedule. We're going to end up skipping that week because it's actually on Thanksgiving Day. I'm not going to be streaming on that day, regardless of what I'm doing. I don't want to interfere with any of you guys' plans or your families or anything like that. So that'll be a week that we end up skipping. We'll take a break that week. I don't necessarily think I'm even going to stream like on like the Saturday to make up for. I might just because I might have other things going on. We may just take a break for that week purely because of the holidays. I don't want to interfere with anyone's plans, because. I don't want to be streaming to nobody, and it's kind of like, well, opponents, I want you guys here, but I want you guys to be able to, enjoy your holidays. So we'll end up skipping that one. We'll come back for December 3rd, the 10th, the 17th. Then we have the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. Again, same situation. We'll end up skipping that week because it's Christmas Eve. People are going to be with their families and stuff like that, for those that celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever they celebrate. So we'll end up skipping that week. We're actually going to skip the 31st as well because that's the next Thursday. That's New Year's Eve. Now, we usually have like people over. We're not going to have that for this year, but maybe we'll just have a game night with just my mom and I. I don't know. But that's going to be another day where I wouldn't want to stream on that day for sure. So we'll end up skipping the 2 weeks, Christmas Eve and the New Year's Eve. But then on January 7th, when we finally roll into 2021, we'll get back on schedule. And I have an idea about what I'm going to shift to in terms of what I'm streaming. So like I said, I have the rest of these next weeks planned out. The next 1, 2, skip, 3, 4. The next 4 streams I have picked out. And then the 5th one, the 17th, the one before we take the 2-week break. I have something slightly special, slightly different planned for that one. I need to finalize the idea in my head. But we'll get there. I'll explain more when I actually get there and figure it out. And then once we get to the 7th, we'll be brand new 2021. We'll go forward from there. We'll keep on trucking. And if we do any other special things, I'll figure it out as we go or as the ideas come to me. So that's my plan going forward. Just to kind of give you like a brief, like I've kind of like planned out in my head the rest of this year, which is kind of nice. It's comforting for me to know that I've kind of got a plan. I can always tweak it. Things may slightly change. You know, if I ultimately decide maybe I will do a Saturday stream instead, I could always do it. But this is my initial plan for right now. Thursday mostly when we're going to get the time. Yeah. And I know for you, Soul, and I get it, you know, and I'm glad you can make it to the Saturday ones. That's kind of why I like doing it on the Saturday. I typically like Saturday streaming rather than Sunday. I do it around 1 p.m. because it's a decent enough time for me. It's not too early for me, even though it's 1 a.m. for you. Like you can like make it. It's the weekend. So if you're up late, you know, it's like, okay, people can kind of do that, you know. Yeah, I know. We definitely got to finish Sniper Elite 4, Soul. We got to do those last. I think we have 2 more missions, right? We definitely will get back to finishing that. Cause I mean that's been super fun to play. Mother 3, never played an Earthbound game. I probably wouldn't either. It's too long. RPGs again. We just talked about it. Too long. I know. Finally, 2020 will be over. I know. We're almost there, kick-ass. And granted, as soon as we roll into 2021, that doesn't mean everything magically gets solved or better, but it's just kind of like, I think mentally, it'll be refreshing for people, myself included, to be past 2020. So, I am definitely looking forward to getting past this year. Marty, don't go to 2021. I know. Doc is like, Marty, the future's fucked. You don't want to go there. Anyways, okay, so that's my plans going forward. I think that's enough for me. I think some people have already checked out by now, which is fine. Again, that's why I said before we got to all this. For if you're still watching on YouTube, thank you for hanging around, even though you cannot directly communicate with me live with the chat right here. If you stuck around for whatever reason to listen to me ramble on about bullshit, thank you. But I think I will call it here for tonight. I gotta use the restroom. And it's getting a little warm in my room again. I know I got my sweater on. And my voice is tired. I've been talking too much, guys. I talk way too much. I know that's what you do when you stream, but I talk too much. You guys gotta tell me to shut up, alright? I pity the fool. and we always talk about this all on fire, but I know, it is fun. And it's at the end of the stream, so people want to check out, you know, after they've watched the game and they check out and they're done. They don't care about the chatting. That's fine, you know? So, it's always cool. It's always cool to hang out with you guys. It's what makes these fun. Obviously, it would not be complete if I was here by myself. Sure, I could stream and then upload to YouTube, but it misses out, you know? Who don't date Barrett? Dude, I can't wait to get to the Gold Saucer in the next part of the game if it has it in there. I'm going to wreck that place so hard. I'm very curious to see what they change for it. I'm gonna go to the Coliseum, the battle arena, or whatever. I'm gonna wreck that shit. Yeah, it's been fun with you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I won't hold you guys hostage here anymore. I'm gonna go take care of some stuff. I'll get this downloaded and uploaded and exported to YouTube and all that blah blah blah, and then I'll be back for Thursday. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the end here. So thanks for coming, everybody. Bro, Soul, Zell, On Fire, Kickass, Bone, Wast. Such a weird thing to say. It's like WASST. Wast. Thanks for coming by. Shoutouts to Karen, Moxie, everyone else, Captain N, Star, Magus, Jazz, Sun T, Donut, Juju, Shimmy, screw you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I'll catch you guys hopefully on Thursday. See ya.